Kindly take it from the chat box. Ma'am, please mute. Who's this judge one? Who's this?
Yes, hello, good evening, everyone. I hope the host can allow me to proceed with my presentation. Let me confirm whether you people, you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Hello.
We will start the program. We haven't started the program, Mr. Joe. You need to wait for some time. We are waiting for participants to check it. Once the program is started, you will come in your order. Thank you. Tanuja ma'am, kindly mute everybody. Dr. Renuka, have you made me the host? Okay, thank you. Tanuja ma'am, can you please check whether you are the co-host now?
I am co-host now.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And I muted all.
Muted everyone other than the speaker.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Hi, welcome. We are ready, good to go. Yes, it's quite audible. It's quite audible. Tanuja, ma'am?
Yeah, you are audible, ma'am.
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's this? Still, we are getting other sounds. I don't know from where. Right. Okay. Dr. Virginia, very good afternoon. The live recording is on, so we can start. Good to go. Aijin Dhanush. Dhanush. Those who have not changed your backdrop, the backdrop is there in the chat box. This is just for your information. You can change your backdrop. Dhanush, if he's around.
Just a minute, ma'am. I'll check it.
Niranjan is here. Niranjan is also not there. We want somebody to take pictures and post on the group that we have started. We are going to start the session. Yeah. Mr. Dalton, welcome. Dr. Dalton, very good afternoon and welcome. If you want to change your backdrop, the backdrop is there in the chat box.
I will change immediately.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Srinidhi is joined. We will assign this task to Srinidhi for today. Hi, Srinidhi.
Is also, yeah, Srinidhi is also joined, ma'am. So from Aijin, most of
yeah, Aijin, you can ask Srinidhi to take pictures and share in the group.
okay.
Yeah. Yes,
Roshni Roshni, I request you to take some pics and post it in our group, ma'am. Or Srinidhi.
Okay,
Any one
ma'am.
of
I'll
you.
take care.
Yeah.
Yes, we are ready to go. Yes, Dr. Virginia, ready? You're muted. Dr. Virginia, you're muted.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can you hear me
Thank
now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are around the globe. We are so happy to have you with us. Today, we embark on a new adventure. This is the G20 Youth Ministry. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable, you're sitting, because what you're going to be hearing in the next few hours is absolutely amazing. The truth is that every student speaker and every expert panelist that you will listen to today talking about what really concerns the world that we live in today is really affecting all of our lives. So sit there, be comfortable. We're in the convenience of your own home because we want to bring the G20 to you. Today, you're going to meet change makers. You're going to meet people that really want to sustain the dream that we all have to live in a world and in a planet that succeeds and that continues to thrive, giving everybody an opportunity. Today, you're going to see our youth unleashed. And I think that is the most exciting thing for me is when I hear these young people really talking about what they want in their future. You see, we as a generation that has already existed prior to them. We've directed. Now it's their time, it's their turn, and we're here to support and to mentor. So please stay with us the entire time. I will tell you that you will not ever regret 1 minute spending here with this amazing youth. The G20 is an annual international forum that convenes leaders from around the world with the most significant economies and discussing the most economic important challenges that affect the world. This forum provides an exceptional platform for dialogue and then collaboration, and that is what you're going to see here today. The G20 Summit is a critical event where leaders engage in crucial discussions on trade, international cooperation was key, and investment and innovation. Remember, without innovation, we would not have a world that moves forward. The summit also offers a unique opportunity for leaders to establish and strengthen leadership relationships with their global counterparts, fostering a more cohesive and prosperous global community. The country involved, that's why it's called G20, are Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Republic of Korea, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Turkey, United Kingdom, United States, the European Union, represented by the President of the European Commission. The objectives of the G20 are multifaceted and encompass various global issues. Number one, the economic growth of the world. We promote sustainable, balanced economic growth globally. Number two, international trade. Enhancing international trade and investment to foster job creation and economic development. Number three, financial stability, strengthening the stability and resilience of the international financial system. Number four, sustainable development, addressing global challenges, global issues. These include climate change, poverty, and sustainable development. Infrastructure investment, promoting infrastructure, especially in those countries that are in this moment emerging and redirecting their efforts. Digital economy, advancing digitalization and harnessing the potential of new technologies like AI for inclusive growth. Employment and education, creating opportunities for quality jobs and ensuring access to education and skills for all. I think this one is the one closest to my heart. We want to make sure that everyone has access to education no matter where they're at. Number eight, global health. Collaborated on global health challenges, including pandemics and access to affordable healthcare. As you can see, this is a very important summit. NGOs and online organizations are crucial in supporting the summit's success. They contribute in several ways, and we are one of those groups. Advocacy. The NGOs and online organizations raise awareness about key issues and advocate for specific policies or actions. Two, the research and analysis. We will discuss the data found, what valuable research is out there, how various global challenges have been taken care of. Partnerships, the NGOs and online organizations collaborate with government, with stakeholders, and with businesses to implement projects and initiatives that align with the summit's objectives. But one of the most important is the grassroots engagement. These organizations engage with local community, with the local individuals, with the people that we really want to impact with the big effort that we put in today. Knowledge sharing is a given. NGOs and online organizations facilitate knowledge sharing and capacity building through workshops, conferences, and online platforms. So conferences like this one that we're all supporting today. So today I want to say, don't move from where you're at. Sit with us. And today I want to also take the advantage and say thank you to community partners. These community partners never leave us, are always with us, and believe in the goals that we've established. The first one is IIU, and it's because I represent this amazing institution. It's the leading virtual education system and global brand confederation. It's renowned for its innovative programs and commitment to providing education for all. Under the visionary leadership of its founder, Sir Mr. Piyush Pandit, a dedicated social activist and passionate educationist. He has rapidly expanded its reach Today, we're in 195 countries. We have thousands of e-educators and 100,000 of students around the world. This remarkable growth is a testament of IIU's trusted reputation and its mission to offer accessible education to all students, no matter where they're at and what their circumstances are. We would also like to thank our other community partner, GSFN. The Global Sustainable Finance Network is a voluntary membership-based global initiative launched by the European Organization for Sustainable Development. Their mission is to promote sustainable finance through initiatives that provide growth opportunities to members, enhance their capacities, foster innovation, and bring together stakeholders to promote a model of financial sustainability that will be perfect for all of us to live in the future. The GCFN objectives are provide a common platform that helps its member financial institutions, support its members in developing capacities, foster initiatives that help build public-private partnerships, promoting sustainable lending investments. They offer networking opportunities to members' financial institutions, multilateral organizations, government bodies, businesses, and industry stakeholders. They provide an important forum to support the sustainable of development and execution of these finance policies and practices. They present a marketplace for members to promote their sustainable finance expertise and best practices around the world. What they do, they perform any task that promotes sustainable finance. We would also like to welcome another amazing partner, iGen. The 74 million young Americans born between 1995 and 2012 comprise the most important generation in the nation's history. 1 out of 4 Americans between the ages of 5 and 23 have been collectively dubbed the iGen generation for the internet generation. Not only has it become the largest social cohort, outnumbering millennials and baby boomers, the iGen generation, or the iGeners, is also the most ethnically diverse generation compared to its predecessor. We also want to thank the International R&D Group. They facilitate and promote all technical and non-technical research and development. It gives all people of the world and the universe a platform to really participate, to be exposed, where everybody can show their R&D talents, their creativities, cultural or educational projects. When we talk about creativities, we're talking about projects that are brought to you through educational growth and surveys. Research facilitate the dissemination of policy issues across the country to really impact the mass. And who do we talk about when we say the mass? We mean everybody. The International R&D Group is the platform for senior management, management practitioners, professionals, and all technocrats from all fields to serve the society, from new needy students, research scholars, and all people of a global society. We really want to make sure that everybody that is here today understands that we can't do this alone, that it is definitely a cooperation, an international collaboration. Thank you all and welcome. Dr. Shavidia?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Virginia. That was a wonderful start and a very beautiful introduction that you have given for us today on this, the first session of G20 Youth Cabinet. Well, on that glorious moment, let me take a welcome note from the G20 Youth Cabinet. What is this G20 Youth Cabinet is all about and how it has evolved into? Educate Global has developed this novel initiative that is G20 Youth Cabinet, which opens its doors to all the young individuals like you all who have joined us from diverse backgrounds worldwide. Through this platform, the participants are invited to present their insights and inferences that contribute to the sustainable goals of UNESCO. So this initiative aims to address the following agenda from the UNESCO, and the contribution made by the youth that will help to shape the outcomes of the program. So our preamble says that this agenda is a plan for the action of people, planet, and prosperity. As we all know, the 5 Ps of the UNESCO's constituent, and it also strives to strengthen the universal peace in a larger freedom. So we recognize that eradicating poverty in all its forms and dimensions, as such, through creating awareness and campaigns and creating a knowledge throughout the country and throughout the globe, as such, that's the main initiative for it. On that note, we have scheduled the program, which I've already shared in the chat box, for you to have a look at it, and we would welcome you all speakers to join us on every note, such that we'll be able to take it forward. Please remember one thing, that this Youth Cabinet, G20 Youth Cabinet, is the forum of the youth, by the youth, run by the youth, and it's for the youth for taking it forward. On that note, we welcome you all for today's session of Education 360. As we all know, we have already given the pointers, and with due respect, I would like to call the pointers one more time for everyone to just have an idea of it. The first pointer is towards a more sustainable competence education model for the future. Number 2 is digital financial education strategies, lifelong learning and education policies, getting into school, looking for indicators for integration, reskilling students for future work, bridging the gap between digital skills and employability, and strategies to meet the changing needs and mitigate future inequalities, cooperating the improvement and expansion of tertiary education to make leaving no one left behind is a reality of the education. That's the ultimate of it. And technical and vocational training for the digital age, transforming education towards equitable quality education to achieve SDG 4.0, a social ecosystem model, a new paradigm for all the skill development. On that note, we open the forum to you all for the eminent speakers, for the young crowd who have joined us today on this diaspora. So we will take this opportunity to welcome one and all, and we will go ahead with the session. And we are going ahead with the session by calling the first speaker on board. When it comes to the first speaker on board, may I take the welcome to Mr. Dr. Dalton Ribeiro. Dr. Dalton Ribeiro is the post-PhD law at University and Italy, and he's going to speak on the pointer number 1 towards a more sustainable competence education model for the future.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to share a PowerPoint. I think you can see now.
Yes, we are able to see. If you want to go into slideshow mode, you can go.
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to say my thanks for the invitation and my happiness to be here in this group of 20. My heartfelt greetings to all the colleagues, organizers. And today, my topic is to talk about towards a more sustainable competence education model for the future. It's difficult in 10 minutes to talk about so important issue, but I will try to say the principal issues. Well, as we see, the rapid evolution of technology and the changing of the landscape of the global economy underscore the need for a more sustainable competence education model to prepare individuals for the future. The sustainable competence education model advocates for a holistic approach, considering not only the skills required for professional success, but also ethical considerations, environmental responsibility, and societal well-being. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, focuses on various goals to promote a more sustainable and effective competence education model for the future. Here are some key OECD goals related to sustainable education. And I think it's very important to highlight. The first one is for equitable access. Ensure equal access to quality education for all individuals, regardless of socio-economic background, gender, or geographical location. The next, a very important tool, is an inclusive education. Promote inclusive education that caters to diverse learning needs, abilities, and cultural backgrounds, fostering an environment where every student can thrive. The next, quality learning outcomes. This goal emphasizes the development of holistic competencies, including critical thinking, problem solving, communication, and collaboration skills to prepare students for a rapidly changing world. The next, lifelong learning. Encourage a culture for lifelong learning by providing opportunities for continuous skill development and retraining throughout individuals' lives, adapting to evolving job markets and technological advancements. The next, environmental sustainability. Integrate environmental sustainability into the curriculum. And in Brazil, just to notice to all the colleagues, we already have this subject in the curriculum of the universities and high schools. It's very important to have the notion of environmental sustainability and environmental citizenship, and fostering an understanding of ecological issues, promoting responsible practices to contribute to a more sustainable future. And just adding some observations about environmental sustainability, the Brazilian Constitution of 1988 has a special chapter for the protection of the environment. So, as I say in my classes, to defend the nature, the environment, it's not a political option, but a constitutional duty for everyone, since the government for each citizen. Well, continuing, we have digital literacy that enhance digital literacy skills to ensure that students are well prepared to navigate the digital world, fostering innovation and adaptability in a technology-driven society. Global citizenship. Promote global citizenship education that instills values of intercultural understanding, tolerance, and cooperation, preparing students to be active and responsible global citizens. We have to think local, but to act global. Well, continuing, we also have another goal, which is teacher professional development, invest in continuous professional development for educators, ensuring that they are equipped with the necessary skills and the knowledge to effectively teach in a changing educational landscape. Well, we also have innovative teaching methods. We have to encourage the use of innovative and student-centered teaching methods that promote creativity, curiosity, and a love for learning. The next, data informated decision-making. Implement data-driven approaches to access the effectiveness of education systems, identifying areas for improvement, and make informed policy decisions. And walking for the conclusions, we also have public-private partnership. That's the key for the future. Foster collaboration between public and the private sectors to leverage resources, expertise, and technology for the benefit of education, creating a more dynamic and responsive system. And by incorporating these objectives into their educational strategies, nations can strive to construct a resilient competency-based education system. Such a system would effectively equip individuals to navigate the forthcoming challenges and seize opportunities in the evolving landscape of the future. Well, thank you very much for your kind attention. Once more, I would like to say my gratitude for the invitation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Roberto. That was, that was very kind of you. That was very insightful, and you have really given us a very good start. I think you have covered almost all the topics which are related to the education part of you, like when it comes to the 5 C's framework of coordination and leadership, content in the curriculum development, connectivity in the infrastructure development, capacity building and the culture building, and finally summed it up with the cost and sustainability, which is the need for accurate, timely data and across all the keys. Thank you. And that was a wonderful start. And thank you. It was wonderful having you here. We would like to have you for our forthcoming programs as well. Thank you. Moving ahead, we have the next speaker.
Thank you. Namaste.
Yes, thank you. So we have the next speaker on board with us. So may I present before you Mr. David Quara-Slaya, if I'm right. And he's representing IAU. He's a student speaker.
Hello, can I share the screen?
He is going to speak on digital financial education strategies. So welcome, Mr. David. The floor is all yours. Yes, you can share your screen.
Okay. 1 minute. Hello once again. Today I will speak about digital financial education strategies. On this presentation, I'm going to talk through different kind of information which can be grouped as different chapters. As you can see, I have 3 chapters and they are digital education, financial education, and strategies. Let's start, but before I will introduce myself. My name is David Quara-Slaya. I'm from Georgia. I'm studying in the education Istanbul First Public School of Martui Municipality at 10th grade. My English teacher is Isolda Danelia. Let's start from chapter 1, digital education. What is digital education? Digital learning is defined as any instructional practice that effectively uses technology to strengthen a student's learning experience and encompasses a wide spectrum of tools and practices. So digital education is the innovative use of digital tools and technologies during teaching and learning, and is often referred to as technology-enhanced learning, TEL, or e-learning. What is digital classroom? A digital classroom is a classroom that uses computers and tablets, the internet, and educational software to enhance student learning. The digital classroom is a technology-enabled learning environment where student learning and interaction with the teacher and the person is fully supported through strategic use of information and communication technology, ICT. The digital classroom can be an extension of the physical classroom that provides additional opportunities for collaboration and research. Advantage of digital classroom. Digital classrooms reduce the cost of infrastructure as well as any operational costs. Apart from this, there is the less requirement of textbooks and paper because everything can be done online. This does increase the efficiency of students as well as teachers because there are less things to focus on. What is e-learning? E-learning or electronic learning is a delivery of learning and training through digital resources. Although e-learning is based on formalized learning, it is provided through electronic devices such as computers, tablets, and even cellular phones that are connected to the internet. What does TEL stand for? Technology-enhanced learning, TEL, is the implementation of technology into teaching methods to enhance the learning process. Although TEL can refer to certain analog technologies, it is the digital technologies that predominate and decrease every day. It has the potential to other flexible pedagogical approaches by catering for learners regardless of their profile, vocation, or personal circumstances, and encouraging them to become active and engaged learners. Chapter 2. Financial education. What is financial education? Financial education usually involves knowledge, attitude, and responsibility in making financial decisions in order to achieve personal financial independence. Financial education creates the possibility for an individual to be financially literate and financially capable. What is financial literacy? Financial literacy is a cognitive understanding of financial components and skills such as budgeting, investing, borrowing, taxation, and personal financial management. The absence of such skills is referred to as being financially literate. What is financial knowledge? Financial knowledge is the objective mastery of financial definitions, terms, and concepts. Financial skills determine whether an individual can make decisions with that knowledge. For example, a person might know that a credit score of 800 is good, but not know the steps to improve their own credit rating. Benefit of financial literacy. It helps one take control over their money by developing better spending habits. This includes tracking, spending, developing a monthly money routine, and managing monthly expenses. It can also be beneficial in aiding in setting and reaching financial goals. Strong financial knowledge and decision-making skills help people weigh options and make informed choices for the financial situations, such as deciding how and when to save and spend, comparing costs before a big purchase, and planning for retirement or other long-term savings. Chapter 3. Strategies. Digital Learning Strategy 2023. The purpose of the Digital Education Strategy 2023-27 is to identify where digital education has the potential to facilitate the achievement of existing education commitments, and to focus the investment and activity necessary to consolidate and embed digital provision to support these aims. Digital education strategies. As you can see, I have 5 main strategies, and they are student support, enrollment and academic planning, faculty and staff, digital learning design, learning technology. Financial education strategies, and I have 8 main strategies, and they are understanding your audience, identifying educational outcomes, selecting delivery options, choosing learner topics, proposal for a curriculum, qualified educators, measurement, ongoing education. Education is a key that unlocks the golden door to freedom. George Washington Carver. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you so much, David. Truly, you were so succinct. You brought the right information to really explain what both terms mean and how everything all together will definitely help us in the future. I really like the way you, as a young presenter, so clear, so confident, and definitely you know the information. And I just wanted to
Thank you.
talk a little bit about the actual information. The digital and financial education play a crucial role in empowering individuals. So I think that early on, we've talked about it again and again, really making our students and our children financially literate from the time that they're very young, including this in any type of education, and really digital education, which is a platform that as IIU we participate in, is making sure that everybody has access to education, no matter where in the globe they are, as long as they have a device and fingertips, they will be able to get education. So thank you again for really bringing this empowering information and really helping us understand that it's not really that difficult, but that it's key for us to continue to move in the world. These are essential skills for the individuals that are going to be in the modern world. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be with you today on this platform. And I really want to say thanks to my English teacher, Isola Danelia, who helped me so much, who supported me, and so much more. Also, I want to say thanks to the Dr. Inga Hartilova, who invited on this platform. And thank you for this opportunity. And thanks to all of you for your precious time, for your attention, and I'm wishing good luck to all the speakers. And as I mentioned, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, David. I want to also thank Dr. Inga because she has prepared these students magnificently. We are always expected to the good things that we're going to get from Georgia, and that is thanks to Dr. Inga. So thank you. And thank you, David. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, David. That was wonderful having you here. Brilliant. And thanks for Dr. Virginia, your inputs. Moving ahead, we are moving to the third pointer of today, welcoming Alokita. Is Miss Alokita Chakraborty here? Alokita Chakraborty, who's a student speaker from Sarvatam International School, who's a member from IIU, representing IIU. Alokita Chakraborty, are you here? Okay, we'll wait for Miss Alokita. Yes?
I don't think she's here.
She's here, okay. Right, that's great. And she's going to speak upon lifelong learning and education policies. Moving ahead, the floor is all yours. Alokita, please kindly share your screen and you can start your presentation. And one request which I would like to play to space it out to all the speakers, kindly stick on to your timing, as you know that there are quite a number of speakers who are waiting to speak. So we welcome Ms. Alokita Chakraborty, who is a student speaker from Sarvatam International School, to present before you all. Alokita, the floor is all yours. I don't see her. Okay. Meanwhile, we'll welcome the next speaker. Yeah. Right. Okay. We are missing Alokita. Halson Justin. Do we have Mr. Halson Justin? All these are for pointer 3. I mean, lifelong learning and education policies. Dr. Ambreen Marine Mia. Dr. Ambreen. Do we have Dr. Ambreen here?
Dr. Marine?
Dr. Ambreen Mia.
Yeah. I don't see her.
You did see her? Okay, so we move ahead to the next pointer now. And if they're going to join, then we will just give them the opportunity. So we are moving to the pointer. So we have missed out pointer 3, which is lifelong learning and education policy. So far now, this pointer is open to the forum, and anybody who would like to speak on this topic can go ahead. Later towards the end, lifelong learning and education policy is the pointer. And we have missed Alokita Chakraborty, Halston Justin, and Dr. Ambreen Meyer. If they're going to join, we'll give them the opportunity once again when they join. Moving ahead, the next pointer is getting into school, looking for indicators for integration. Getting into school and looking for indicators for integration. On that note, we would like to invite our next speaker on board, Anako Chakwetase. She's a student speaker from Akaki Trestle University, representing IAO. Ananako. Is she here? Okay, we'll wait for them to join. Meanwhile, we can send messages if we can. Royce, can you send messages to the speakers and give them reminders so that they will be able to join? So we are moving ahead to the next pointer, reskilling students for the future work. On that note, we would like to present before you Mazareka Godfrey, who is a CEO from the Agency of Rural and Urban Development, member GSFN. Mazareka Godfrey, if you're ready, you can go ahead with your presentation. Godfrey, now, do we have them here? Okay, I think we'll go ahead with the speakers who are present here. Asta Tirupati. Asta Tirupati.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, Asta Tirupati is going to speak on the same pointer. Student speaker from,
Okay.
yeah, and she's doing BA honors. She's a business owner. She's representing IAU. Asta Tirupati, the floor is all yours. You can that, and she's going to speak on
Okay.
reskilling.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. My name is Asta Tripathi, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to present my country and my thoughts on this magnificent platform. So my topic is reskilling students for future work. I am sharing my screen now. Wait a minute, ma'am.
It's not taking.
Ma'am, wait a minute, ma'am. I am having some issue.
Okay, we'll go ahead with the next speaker and then we can invite you next. Asta, is that okay?
Yes, ma'am. It is okay. I will text in the chat box when I am ready.
Yes, thank you. So on that note, may we present before you Mazareka Godfrey? Mr. Mazareka Godfrey? Yes, sir. Okay, this is whose presentation? Asta's? You have to go to your presentation. You're clicking what after sharing screen, you'll have to go to your presentation. Yeah, now you can make it widescreen. Oh, there are 21. No, widescreen screen, full screen. You should have downloaded and kept. No. Yeah. Yes, there you go. Yes. Good to go, Asta. This is whose presentation? Mr. Asta, is this your presentation? Is it Mr. Godfrey's presentation? Reskilling students for future work?
This is Asta's screen. This is we're looking at Asta's screen.
Screen, okay. So Asta, you can go ahead since you've started. Asta, do you hear me? Okay, we'll message her in the chat box.
Yeah, she may be having some issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we lost her, I think.
okay, it's between Mr. Godfrey and Ms. Asta. Who is going to present it? You can go ahead do your presentation. Is Mr. Godfrey ready? Okay, it's again Asta. Okay. Right, Mr. Godfrey, can we go ahead with your presentation, Mr. Godfrey? I saw him somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has logged in and maybe he has.
he's muted also.
He's muted.
He's in mute. Unmute only.
Okay, can we go ahead with the next pointer? We'll come back to the pointer number 5 later. Pointer number 6 is bridging the gap between digital skills and employability. On that note, may we welcome Malavika M, who is a student speaker from Velamal Vidyalaya representing IGEN. Malavika, who's a student speaker from Velamal Vidyalaya representing IGEN. Malavika,
yes, I'm here.
please go ahead with your presentation, Malavika. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Is the slideshow visible?
It is quite visible. You can go on to the slideshow mode. Please start your presentation, dear. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. So, hi everyone. I'm Malavika standing before you today to address a critical issue that has become increasingly prevalent in our rapidly evolving world: the gap between the digital skills and the employability. So, in an era dominated by technology, the demand for the digital skills is much higher, and we must recognize this fact and act upon the challenges and opportunities it offers. Here we have the importance of digital skills. So here we have the importance of digital skills, which includes the professional relevance, career opportunities, innovation and problem solving, efficiency and productivity, data literacy and decision making, lifelong learning, entrepreneurship and innovation. Here when we see, we have the career opportunities, and here we have career opportunities which encompasses a broad spectrum of professions across diverse industries. So examples include roles in information technology, IT, like software development and data analysis, digital marketing and e-commerce positions, healthcare roles such as nursing and biomedical research, and finance and fintech careers in financial analysis and blockchain development. Next is data literacy and decision making. Here we have the data literacy, which involves the ability to read, understand, and interpret data. So it just includes skills in analyzing and making sense of information presented in various formats. So the decision making with data literacy refers to the capacity to use data effectively in the decision making process. So this involves the extracting insights, identifying trends, and using data to inform and support strategic and operational decisions in professional or personal context. And the next slide is current employment landscape. So which is basically quite dynamic with remote work trends persisting. So the digital skills are increasingly in demand across the industries. So the diversity, adaptability, and ongoing learning remain crucial for navigating the evolving job market. So with advancements in technology and changing the economic conditions, the job market is constantly shifting. And next, we see the digital skills are in high demand in today's job market. From coding and programming to data analysis and digital marketing, these skills are essential for businesses to thrive in the digital world. So the employers value the candidates who can adapt the digital tools and contribute to the digital transformation. So developing these skills can give us a competitive edge and open up a wide range of career opportunities. The next, we have in today's job market, some specific digital skills that are in high demand includes the coding, data analysis, digital marketing, cybersecurity, user experience, that is UX design, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, that is AI, and machine learning. So these skills are sought after by employers across various industries as businesses which continue to embrace the digital transformation. So many industries like IT, financial, healthcare, e-commerce, entertainment, etc., they have a high demand for candidates with good skill sets in new digital tools. And then we have the employability challenges. So obtaining and developing digital skills, they can come with its own set of challenges. So the one main challenge is to access to resources and training opportunities, especially for individuals who may not have access to quality education or technology infrastructure. And the next challenge is keeping up with the rapid pace of technological advancements, as digital skills require continuous learning and adaptation. And then we have, there are several stories of famous individuals who faced challenges due to the skills gap. So one such example is that of Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. So after being ousted from Apple in 1985, Jobs found himself in a tough spot. However, during his time away from the company, he continued to learn and develop new skills. He studied calligraphy and design, which eventually influenced the iconic typography and aesthetics of Apple products. Jobs' dedication to continuous learning and his ability to bridge the skills gap played a significant role in his later success when he returned to Apple and revolutionized the tech industry. So his story is just a powerful reminder that embracing continuous learning can lead to incredible achievements. And the next we have is importance of lifelong learning. That is, learning doesn't stop after we finish formal education, but rather it becomes a lifelong journey. So lifelong learning involves actively seeking out new knowledge, skills, and experiences to stay relevant, adapt to changes, and pursue personal and professional growth. Then last one, call to action. Here we have explore diverse learning paths, commit to lifelong learning, build a professional network, stay adaptable and resilient, embrace practical experiences. Here we have build a professional network or engage in networking. That is, we just need to connect with professionals in your industry through networking events, LinkedIn, and industry forums. So engage in conversations, seek advice, and stay informed about the industry trends. So this call to action encourages the individuals to take charge of their learning journey, prioritize relevant digital skills, and proactively engage in the activities that enhance the employability in the digital era. And finally, together, let us build a future where everyone has the digital skills they need to excel in their careers. By taking these actions, we can create a workforce that is not only employable, but also adaptable, innovative, and ready to thrive in the digital era. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Malavika. May we request Tanuja ma'am to do the summary for Malavika? Tanuja ma'am
Yes,
from...
ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. So excellent, Malavika. You have stated about the importance of interactions of technology in employment, and also you have pointed out the global opportunities such as remote work, freelancing, and international collaborations. And also you have touched upon the current employment landscape, digital transformation efforts, and also you have pointed out the economic recovery efforts were underway in various regions, and also you pointed out about the employability challenges, and also the importance of lifelong learning and build a professional network, etc. Thank you, Malavika.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanuja ma'am. Thank you, Malavika. That was a wonderful presentation, and she deserves a big round of applause, definitely.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
This the speaker on board, and she did a wonderful job. Thank you, Malavika. Would like to have you for the further sessions as well. So, Mr. Mazareka Godfrey. Mazareka Godfrey, do you hear me, sir? He had some hearing problem from his side. He was not able to hear what we speak. Mr. Mazurika Godfrey, can we go ahead?
He is mute. He is mute. Masareka, you could unmute, please.
Oh, yes, Mr. Royce.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, hello.
Welcome, and we would like to have you hear exactly your say on this platform today. Do you have a presentation to present yourself, sir?
Okay, madam. It's all about reskilling. By definition is this is where workers return to take a new role in their workplace, and how can students prepare themselves for a better future. One, develop their skills to make school targets, then to learn about the industry, then to establish clear objectives, then to assess the career readiness. Then the importance of reskilling. The importance of reskilling, we have the evolve employees and evaluate existing training tools, then research training opportunities, then create your program internally, then monitor progress and adjustment. Then for the employees, how can you organize the reskilling? How can you organize it on the side of employees and the side of organization? For the side of employees is to keep a suitable employment and upward mobility, then and personal growth, then making a lifelong learning process, then and personal growth. That's on the side of the employee. Then on the side of organization is to reduce the training and hiring costs and retain company knowledge and improvement, and to keep your top employees, then you improve employment morale, then improve company reputation, then more valuable tools. Then how can you encourage a student to start his or her own business? One is he or she must be creative, motivative, and should come up with an idea on what to start. Then secondly, what advice can you give to him or to her, like on how to start a business? Okay. One is to be in a position to take any risk and to be having enough capital for a starting point. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Mr. Godfrey. That was a very short and sweet note. Well, we do accept the speed of technology change requires an urgent global upskilling effort. We do make a note of it, and definitely it's a new world which requires new skill aboard in us. And what is change? Nothing remains permanent in the world as such, only change. So we need to change, we need to upgrade ourselves to meet the requirement of future of work 4.0. On that note, thank you so much. We would like to thank Mr. Godfrey. Moving ahead, we would like to welcome our next speaker on board. Hope Ms. Asta is ready. Ms. Asta, would you like to go ahead now?
Yes, ma'am.
You try presenting it. Have you downloaded the presentation, Ms. Asta?
Okay. Yeah, I have downloaded the presentation. I will now go. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So Ms. Asta is here along with Mr. Godfrey to present the topic before us, reskilling students for future work. Please go ahead with your presentation, Ms. Asta. The floor is all yours.
Thank you, ma'am.
May we request other participants to mute themselves, please? Thank you.
Ma'am, can you go with the first slide?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, ma'am. Good evening, everyone, and my name is Asta Tripathi, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to present my thoughts on this amazing platform. My topic is reskilling students for future work. And I would like to focus on the 4 points, which is the understanding the skilling revolution, identifying essential skills, implementing. Ma'am, can you please slide it?
Please go ahead, dear.
Okay. Implementing reskilling strategies and assessing reskilling impact. So we have I have distributed in 4 points. First point is understanding the reskilling evolution. So we need reskilling evolution to evolve job landscapes, skill management, mismatch, and economic empowerment. Evolving job landscape, the rapid pace of technological advancement is reshaping the job market. From skill mismatch, many traditional skills are becoming obsolete necessities, the need for reskilling. Economic skilling are also needed to change in the economic sector. Now we will go with the initiative of the reskilling sectors like evolving. Ma'am, can you like slide it some more? Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. So now we will go with incorporating skill development. First is incorporate strategy incoming skills development into the corporate strategy, prepares organization for the future of work. Second is upskilling strategies. Many upskilling strategies are missing and the mark in preparing the workforce for the future. Meeting the reskilling demands. Next topic is meeting the reskilling demands. Can you please slide it? Oh, thank you so much, ma'am. First is expecting offers reskilling and upskilling were exact to be offered to just over 70% of employees by 2025. Challenges and opportunities. The future of work arrives early, demanding reskilling to meet the evolving job landscape. Now I would like to move on to section 2, which is identifying essential skills. Yeah. Okay. So I have divided these into 2 parts. First is future ready skill and second is technological proficiency. Future ready skills need digital literacy and critical thinking, adaptability. Digital literacy is a proficiency in a digital tool which will be help in the future of the students who would like to go for the online platform as their earning, and critical thinking. Developing critical thinking will also help them to grow whatever they are going to do in the future, like problem solving in the workplace and other things. Adaptability, the ability to adapt to new situation and learn new skill is vital for future success. Ma'am, please, next slide. Technical proficiency is in 3 parts like coding skill, data analysis, and cybersecurity awareness. Soft skill development are also in 3 parts. First is communication skills, second is emotional intelligence, and third is creativity and innovation. Communication skill, effective communication is a fundamental skill for collaboration and leadership. Emotional intelligence, developing emotional intelligence enhances impersonal relationship in the workplace. Creative and innovation, fostering creativity and innovation drives progress and adaptation. Industry-specific skills, healthcare proficiency. Healthcare-related skills are increasing important in the evolving healthcare landscape. And green technology skill proficiency is sustainable, and green technologies is valuable for environmental sustainability. Financial literacy, understanding financial principle is crucial for personal and organization personal management. Now I would like to go on the second topic is educational partnership. Industry collaboration, partnering with industries can provide insights into the skill needed for the future work. Curriculum enhancement. Educational institutes can enhance their curriculum to align with future work demands. Internship opportunities. Providing internship opportunities can bridge the gap between the education and practical skill. We can also go with the mentorship programs, industry mentorship, skill development plans, and networking opportunities. Engaging industry professionals as mentor can provide valuable guidance to the students. Mentorship programs can help the students create personalized skill development points. Networking opportunities. Mentorship program facilitates networking, opening doors to future career opportunities. Now I would like to go on my next topic, which is practical skill workshop. First, in hand-on training. Practical workshop provide hands-on experience in applying theoretical knowledge. Second is a skill-based project. Engaging in real-world projects enhance students' practical skills. Problem-solving challenges. Workshop that focus on problem-solving challenges prepares students for real-work scenarios. I would like to go on the another topic, which is career counseling and guidance. Career path exploration. Counseling helps the students explore various career paths aligned with their skills and interests. Resume buildings. Guidance on resume buildings and interview skill prepares the student for the job application process. Professional development. Counseling supports the student in their professional development journey. Next topic is tracking students' progress. If we are going for the reskilling of the future work, then we also have to track their progress. First is skill assessment. Regular assessment tracks the students' skill development progress. Performance metrics, and utilizing performance metrics to measure the impact of reskilling innovation. Feedback mechanism, gathering feedback from students and educators to improve reskilling programs. Next is industry collaboration, employer feedback, internship outcome, and industry placement. Collaboration with employers to understand the industry's evolving skill demands. Internship outcome, assessing the outcome of the internship program is bridging the skills gap. Industry placement, tracking the placement of re-skilled students in relevant industries. Next is alumni success stories. First is career progression, showcasing success stories of alumni who have benefited from reskilling initiatives. Impactful testimonials, gathering testimonials that highlight the impact of reskilling on alumni's career. Third is industry recognition. Recognition from industries on the value of reskilled students in the workplace. Currently, Indian government is also working on these reskilling program for the future, which is Saktikaran Karyakaram. This is an umbrella scheme with following components: non-sub schemes, namely like Nehru Yuva Kendra, National Youth Corps, and many more. Thank you so much for giving me your time and this wonderful platform to share my thoughts. And sorry for the
Thank you, Asta. That was a
network
very
issue.
And definitely, as you are
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome. And despite all odds, you did a wonderful job. And
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Is that upskilling? By upskilling, we mean to give our employees opportunities to gain knowledge, tools, and the ability need to advance in ever-changing technologies in the workplace and the daily lives. Well, we will definitely make a note of what you mentioned, that everyone has to learn to code, but many will need to understand and manage artificial intelligence, data analysis, and anomalies also, and autonomous vehicles and other technologies that we can't get predict because in a ever-changing community and the global requirements that are required. So this is the workforce 0.0 that Asta has presented before us today. So on that note, we would like to welcome Ms. Mariam is around because she's going to speak on the same topic. Ms. Mariam Luziavili. Ms. Mariam, would you like to go next? Is Ms. Mariam here? No, she's not joined in. She will come some other time. Or okay. So moving on to the next pointer, or the previous pointer we missed. That is pointer number 4. Getting into school, looking for indicators for integration. We have Ananako Chakovich, speaker. Anano Chakovich.
Yes, hello.
Representing IAU.
Yes. Okay, I will share my screen right now.
Excuse me, Mr. Anano, just give me a second. Mr. Mastareka, I would really appreciate if you can mute yourself, please. Can you take the help of ma'am to mute him, please. Yes. Okay, Miss. Thank you, ma'am.
Can I?
Yes, you can. Please go ahead with your presentation. We welcome Miss. Can you please say your name for me?
My name is Anano.
Anando. And she is
Thakore.
here present before us, getting into school, looking for indicators for integration.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Anando. Please go ahead.
Hello, first of all, hello everyone. As I have mentioned, I am Ananu Chakwetadze, and the topic of my presentation today is getting into school, looking for indicators of integration, and especially I want to discuss this topic depend on refugees. The main goal is attempting to identify possible key performance indicators, also known as KPI, for measuring refugee integration policies in different countries. Accordingly, the identified KPIs therefore must be as easily indigenized by the broad public as possible. This policy brief seeks to draw upon the positive correlation observed between the refugee schooling rates and overall integration. Moreover, the findings could also prove to be a tool to evaluate the realization levels of objectively agreeable tolerates set both for the fairness and the effectiveness of the support provided to refugees. So first I'm going to highlight the main challenge. Measuring levels of integration in refugees through indicators is a fairly new and initiative, mostly utilized in the private sector, using KPIs for measuring the success rate of specific targets. In this case, integration policies and the rate of integration of refugees therefore poses obstacles due to the uncharted nature. Furthermore, as policies and situations differ from country to country, the required case-specific approach to measuring policy success rates through KPIs also pose a problem. This policy brief, therefore, while aimed at identifying specific KPIs to measure integration in accordance with its country-specific rules, regulations, and public policies on irregular migration, is attempting to take a step forward to determine indicators applicable to all refugees hosting countries. Furthermore, as evident in the field studies, country-specific parameters are in place and to some extent working. However, the quantitative approach adopted until now doesn't employ the right assessment tool to measure integration, therefore pointing to a need for a qualitative approach. In turn, accurate measurements of policy outcomes, which is the case, is the share of refugee children enrolled in schools at each country due to its legal requirements with regards to documentation could prove useful. Certain attempts have been made by the European Union to find ways to measure the levels of integration in migrants especially, yet the policy brief draws attention to the lack of similar KPIs to measure the integration of refugees. In other words, similar policies between countries for integrating regular migrants are evident, yet a similar statement cannot be asserted for policies aimed at refugee integration. Correspondingly, the challenge here lies with finding country-specific KPIs and further the arguments identifying pathways that could have KPI applicability at a larger sample of countries. So there are some statistics, and according to Global Issues Report, there are over 190 million migrants in the world, and approximately 65.6 million of whom are considered forcibly displaced or refugees. These numbers comprise the highest level ever recorded, leaving us with a vital situation that ever recorded since the Second World War. Among these 65.6 million people, nearly 22.5 million are refugees, of which 51% are under the age of 18. So UNHCR reports that a total of 3.5 million refugee children were not able to attend school in 2016, and while the global rate of primary school enrollment for children stands at 91%, the same rate equals to 61% among these refugees' children. When evaluating secondary school enrollment, the rate is only 23% for refugee children, while it is 84% globally. So these low rates of enrollment for refugee children in both primary and secondary school are bound to produce negative effects and hinder the success of integration policies. To further the objective, we recommend focusing on policy outcomes that are effectively measurable rather than inputs to make accurate assessments on the performance of refugee integration policies. Keeping this in mind, it's important to note that the targeted discovery of a link between KPIs and the fairness and effectiveness measures must be carried out separately. Similar to an academic study, this would allow for the documentation of policy outcome measures that are fair and effective and provide a platform for discussing national progress annually. This would obviously constitute the second phase after estimating and agreeing on a particular group of KPIs. The primary suggestion of a KPI is the share of refugee children enrolled in schools at each country. The reason behind this lies with the obligatory legal processes. For example, in Turkey, the enrollment rate of Syrian tends to be lower in the secondary education level compared to the first two levels. Anecdotal evidence suggests that there is a negative correlation between children dropping out from school and finding employment to survive. In this regard, advocacy for vocational high schools could act as an attraction for skill development accepted to enter the labor market. By following this path, estimates can be carried out for every refugee hosting country and create a tool for measuring effectiveness. To elaborate, the reasons why a KPI for schooling is suggested depends heavily on the complicated processes that children have to go through in order to enroll in these schools. As mentioned before, children are required to have legal identity cards and a permanent address. And in turn, aside from measuring direct outcomes, these requirements could be also utilized as a tool for the overall measurement of the resettlement of refugees in host countries. It's true that refugees were on the move before, but now the child and his or her family need to have a permanent address just like the locals and to be enrolled and attend school. So it's also important to note the willingness to find KPIs that are applicable to a group of refugee hosting countries as well. Correspondingly, there have been documents published aimed at tackling the same issue, measurability of integration. Accordingly, reports such as the Council of European document titled Measurements and Indicators of Integration, or a more recent study by Eurostat titled Indicators of Immigrant Integration, are leading the way in taking on how to accurately measure levels of integration. However, the difference between regular migration and irregular migration must be reminded here, as the policies created and implemented for integration differ in both cases. So as a result, below there is a list of integration indicators that may be considered as KPIs. First one is employment, which includes employment or unemployment rates. The second one is education, which includes highest educational attainments like share of population, this territory, secondary and primary or less than primary education, share of low achieving 15-year-olds in reading, mathematics, and science, and so on. The third one is social inclusion, which means median net income comparison at risk of poverty rate of poverty owners to non-poverty owners among immigrants and the total population. And fourth one is active citizenship, which means a share of immigrants that have acquired citizenship, share of immigrants holding permanent or long-term residence permits, and share of immigrants among elected representatives. So going back to the main argument, the proposed framework on using enrollment in schools as a KPI is more viable and achievable than focusing on a comparison of income flows of refugees and locals. In the context of schooling, benefits and cost comparisons would also be easier to undertake. In other words, cost of enrolling one refugee child in a school could be assessed much easier. The question then becomes, could a KPI on schooling be utilized in denoting the effective integration of refugee families? At this stage, the process of registration in a school documents to do so, as well as the analysis of the process, is of vital importance. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Anano. That was a wonderful presentation, and it was totally comprehensive. As we do agree with you on this point, takeaway point, that skills and qualifications are the indicators of immigrants' ability to integrate the whole society. And as you rightly mentioned, employment is often considered to be the single most important indicator of this kind of integration. That is what is required. So we will together place a request for all the schools and the universities and the education institutions today that integrated schools to bring in children, staff, and the governors from all religious and cultural backgrounds and traditions within the single school community, where they celebrate diversity and inclusivity, such that we will be able to take it forward. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful presentation. Would love to have you. We are really proud of having you here today with us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, definitely. I'm so happy to see the youth leaders taking the lead forward. As such, like it's really going very well. That's what I mean. So moving ahead, may I take this opportunity to welcome our next speaker on board. May I present for the next pointer? We are moving ahead with the next pointer, though we had two speakers who were left out, with Shashank Kumar, social media manager, who was supposed to present the same topic with us, and Roshni J, a student speaker from IGEN. That was Mariam. Mariam was missed out. We are missing Miss Mariam on the same topic of reskilling students for future work. Moving ahead, bridging the gap between digital skills, we had Ms. Malavika present before us, and we are missing Roshni. Do we have Ms. Roshni here?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Would you like to go next, Ms. Roshni?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
okay. We present before you Ms. Roshni, who is going to speak on the topic, bridging the gap between digital skills and employability. The floor is all yours, Roshni. Ms. Roshni is a student speaker from BEE, that is Electrical Engineering, and she's a volunteer representing IGEN. Please go ahead, Ms. Roshni. One small request for all the speakers, kindly stick on to the timing if I'm not too very demanding. Thank you. Please go ahead, Ms. Roshni.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Tanuja, ma'am, can you please present the screen, ma'am?
Yeah. And Madam Tanuja will do the summary for Ms. Roshni. Thank you.
Thank you. So, a warm welcome to all the aspiring people of G20 here. This is me, Roshni, from Sri Sairam Engineering College, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. And my pointer is bridging the gap between digital skills and employability. So come on, guys, let's explore the impact of technology on the society. So next slide, please, ma'am. Next slide, please, ma'am. Introduction, the digital age and its context. The world we live in today is fundamentally different from even a few decades ago. Thank you to the rise of digital age, and this is Hello. Am I audible now, ma'am?
You are. Please go ahead, Ms. Roshni.
Sorry, ma'am. Actually, I'm having lots of technical issues and network issues, so that's why I was not able to audible. Ma'am, can you please go to the second slide, ma'am?
Yeah.
The previous one.
Yeah, please proceed.
Yeah, ma'am, your screen is visible. Just go to the previous one, ma'am. So now let's go to the history of digital age, that is the key chronology. So the first stage is early foundation, which happened between the 1940s to 1960s, and in this age only we were just aware about the development of computers and all. And the next stage is rise of computing, which happened between 1970s to 1980s. And the third stage is the internet revolution, where the need of internet was slightly encouraged by the people, and which happened between 1990s to 2000s. And the final stage is Web 2.0 and beyond, which happened from 2010 to now. So nowadays, internet has been very important thing, and without internet, we cannot do anything else. So next slide, please, ma'am.
You have shared.
Yeah. So next slide is.
Okay, my screen is not
I think
visible.
you have left one. Okay. Social networks, connection and global community. Yeah, your screen is visible, ma'am. You can proceed.
Yeah, please.
The next thing is social networks, connection and global community. So we know about what is social networks, what are social media platforms, and however it is being used. But then how it is being used for connecting individuals and building a global community. Coming up to the point of connecting individuals, it has been very helpful in bringing up physical barriers, reuniting old friends and family, expanding social circles, and also in the point of building a global community, it has helped us in sharing information and news, mobilizing social movements, promoting cultural exchange. Next slide, please.
Yeah, I have changed, please.
Okay, so next thing is defining digital skills gap. As per my pointer, actually my pointer is filling up the gap between the digital skills and the employability. That's where a single term called unemployability hits hard. So just before knowing what is digital skill gap, it is just referred to the discrepancy between the digital skills demanded by the employees and the digital skills possessed by the current workforce. And it is actually happening only because of the recent and immediate adoptions of the networks or technologies that we implement. Why? Because in this day-to-day life, everything from starting from your cell phone to the satellite connection, everything is being advanced and being upgraded every day. While engineering degrees often promise promising careers, the reality for many graduates can be different. Employability challenges for engineers present a complex issues with various contributing factors. Here we delve into the key struggles engineers face in securing employment. First thing is skill gap, which is rapid technological advancements and competition and oversupply, which is due to globalized talent pool and saturation in certain fields. Next thing is internship and experience scarcity, which is due to limited internship opportunities and unpaid internships. And the final thing is location and job market fluctuations due to geographical mismatch and economic downturns. So next slide, please, ma'am. So coming up to the understanding the digital skill gaps requiring considering. I think slide is not changed.
Yeah.
Next one, ma'am.
Now this. Yeah.
Next one. Yeah, the same one. Stay back in the sixth slide, ma'am.
Now it is visible for you.
Sixth slide. Okay, yes, ma'am, it's visible. So coming up to the understanding the digital skills gap requires considering the specific skills in demand. Why? Because in this technological market, everything is being demanded immediately. So just only by knowing C or Python basics and all, we cannot run the updated applications and all. So we must know about what kind of specific skills are in the demanded process and the reason for gap between the digital skills and the employability, and then how come consequences can happen due to these gaps and all. So how come tackling the digital skill gap requires a multi-pronged approach, the upskilling and reskilling initiatives. Your frequently changing. Upskilling and reskilling initiatives, inclusive access to technology, and more things. Next slide, please, ma'am.
I think your network is very slow. That is why.
Here's how. Yeah, ma'am, I'm having lots of network.
Yeah, you can proceed.
Here's how digital education can contribute. Accessibility and flexibility. Why? Because we can access it from anywhere and from everywhere. So for an example, we people from different states, from different countries are here in a single platform just because of the online platforms. And also there are lots of network issues like how I'm facing now. Next thing is upskilling and reskilling. Another thing is relevance and practical application and scalability and cost effectiveness. Next slide, please. So still now I've been encouraging the positives and pros of the technological improvements and all. But then there are three ethical challenges in technology. The first thing is algorithmic basis. So we all know about threats like cyber threats, hacking, facial recognition, and thumbprint impressions and all. By these kind of untrained algorithms and all, we are facing lots of law and criminal issues and all. Second thing is privacy and size. For example, when you install an application in your mobile phone, the first notification you get is give permission to your microphone, give permission to your video, give permission to your camera. You know who is going to control the all these microphones and cameras and all? There is someone behind us who is seeing whatever we are saying, who is listening whatever speaking. So that is where privacy is under a big question mark. Next thing is missions with no ethics. It is also a big question mark. Why? Because if a person does a mistake, we can go and blame them. If a person does a mistake, we can go and blame him or his higher official. But then, what if an AI does a mistake? What if a machine does a mistake? Who can we go and blame? There's nothing an ethical thing following that. Next slide, please, ma'am.
Please proceed. Yeah, I've changed.
And the next slide is okay. The next slide is conclusion. Towards a sustainable future in digital age. Next slide, please, ma'am. In a world driven by technology, literacy is no longer enough. We need digital fluency. This is said by David Barlick. While traditional literacy remains crucial, navigating the intricacies of technology remains more. Digital fluency encompasses not just by using tools, but critically thinking, solving problems online, collaborating effectively, and continuously adapting in a rapidly evolving digital landscape. This fluency empowers individuals to access information, connect with others, and actively participate in the digital age, opening doors to opportunities and fostering inclusivity in our technology-driven world. So I hope all these insights might be helpful and informative to everyone. Sorry for all the connective issues that I had. Thank you so much for giving me this awful opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you, Roshni. That was a very powerful presentation indeed. Beautiful, and it was a brilliant. May we request Dr. Tanuja to do the summary for Ms. Roshni, please. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we are very well presented, Roshni. You have started with the history of digital age, key chronology, and also she emphasized on the social networks, connections, and global community, connecting individuals and building a global community in the sense. And also, she rightly pointed out the gaps which creates a challenges for both individuals and organizations, leading to the specific skills demand and also reason for the gap and the consequence of the gap. She rightly pointed out and also explained about the tackling the digital skills gap requires a multi-pronged approach. And also the education emerges a powerful tool to bridge this gap. She explained very clearly. And also she pointed out how the digital educations can contribute. And also she focused on the ethical challenges in technology. And she also rightly pointed out in the skills in demand to that is digital skills employers seek, etc., etc. And she also concluded with towards a sustainable future for these digital gaps. Excellent, Roshni.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Tanuja, and thank you, Ms. Roshni. Thanks for that wonderful presentation. Yes, may I bring to the notice or to the attention of the audience and the people who have joined us today. Pointer number 3, lifelong learning and education policies. We have not touched the pointer. We are leaving it open to the forum. Anybody can address this towards the end. Lifelong learning and education policies. We were supposed to have joined by Alokita Chakraborty, Alston Justin, and Dr. Amreen Mia. If we can message to those speakers and request them to join on board, they will be able to present. Otherwise, we leave it open to the forum so that anybody can take it. Moving ahead, we have pointer number 6 now, following Roshni. If we have Mr. Shashank Kumar Singh, who have joined us on the platform, he can present for the same thing, same pointer, bridging the gap between digital skills and employability. Mr. Shashank Kumar, if you're there. So this is for Mr. Royce to send messages to these speakers who have not joined us. Ms. Andrea, student speaker, for the pointer 6, bridging the gap between digital skills and employability. Mr. Shashank Kumar Singh for the same pointer, bridging the gap between digital skills and employability. Moving ahead to the next pointer, cooperating on the improvement and expansion of tighter education. I repeat the pointer once again, cooperating on the improvement and expansion of the tighter education. We do present before you Ms. Srinidhi. Ms. Srinidhi, speaker from Velamal Vidyalaya. Hope Ms. Srinidhi is ready. Ms. Srinidhi, are you good to go?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Ms. Srinidhi from IGEN, please go ahead. By the time,
Shall I present?
Yes. May I request that by the time you're ready, I'm going to just leave the next pointer for the speakers to get ready. Next will be followed by the pointer to make leaving no one behind a reality in education. So speakers who are going to address this topic can be ready. Yes, Srinidhi, the floor is all yours. Please go ahead with your presentation. So we present before you Ms. Srinidhi, who is going to present on the topic cooperating on the improvement and expansion of tighter education.
Thank you, ma'am. Greetings to everyone present here in this auspicious day of G20 Youth Cabinet. From IGEN Young Green Innovators Army. Today, I would like to talk about cooperating on the improvement and expansion of tertiary education. I'm also a student coordinator in IGEN. Now, let's start with the table of contents. First, we have introduction, and then importance of tertiary education, and then followed by we have fact, and then schemes for tertiary education, and a small tip for cooperating to develop tertiary education, ending with our contribution in this. In today's rapidly evolving world, the importance of tertiary education cannot be overstated. It serves as the bedrock of progress, innovation, and societal advancement. However, as we strive for excellence in education, we must acknowledge the challenges that lie ahead. Limited resources, outdated infrastructure, and unequal access to quality education are a few of the obstacles that hinder in our collective growth. Yet, in the face of these challenges, there exists a powerful solution, which is cooperation. What is the importance of tertiary education? Tertiary education promotes personal growth and development. Students gain independence, time management skills, and the ability to work both individually and in teams. Nowadays, the students require a lot of skills in time management to manage themselves and their works. It also helps us to organize our tasks based on their urgency and importance, so it can be considered as one of the important skills in our day-to-day life. They also develop valuable transferable skills such as communication, leadership, and adaptability, which are considered to be very vital in every stages of our life. Let us now look into a fact about the education development of the Black students. The number of Black and Hispanic students attending colleges and universities has been increasing. In 2000, Black students made up 11.7% of all the students. That percentage grew to be 13.7% in 2016. Over the same period, the percentage of Hispanic students grew from 9.9% to 18.2%. Now, let's look into the schemes which have been introduced by the Indian government after 2000. I would like to share about a few schemes today with you all. First is Central Sector Subsidy Scheme. This scheme was launched in the year 2009. CSIS is a unique scheme which pivots around the vision that no student desiring to pursue higher education is denied of the opportunity if he or she is financially poor. Next is Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan scheme. This was launched in the year 2013. Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, meaning National Higher Education Mission, is a holistic scheme for development of higher education in India, initiated by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. The final scheme that I would like to talk about is National Apprenticeship Training Scheme. This scheme was launched in the year 2006. National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme 2, which is also called as NAPS 2, aims to promote apprenticeship training in the country by providing partial stipend support to the apprentices engaged under the Apprentice Act 1961, undertaking capacity building of the apprenticeship ecosystem, and providing advocacy assistance to the stakeholders. Apart from all of these, how can we cooperate to develop tertiary education? Cooperation among nations, institutions, and stakeholders is a linchpin for driving meaningful change in tertiary education. By coming together, we can pool our resources, share best practices, and leverage each other's expertise to address common challenges, whether it's through joint research initiatives, student exchange programs, or collaborative curriculum development. Cooperation holds the key to unlock new opportunities and expanding horizons of tertiary education. Let us now see the ways in which we can contribute towards development of tertiary education. Financial support. Donate to scholarship funds or establish your own scholarship programs to support students who may not have the financial means to pursue tertiary education. This can help increase access and diversity in higher education. Mentorship programs. Offer your expertise and time to mentor students, particularly those from underrepresented groups or disadvantaged backgrounds. Mentorship can greatly enhance students' academic performance and help them navigate their career paths. Collaboration with institutions. Partner with universities and colleges to develop programs or initiatives that enhance the quality of education and promote innovation in teaching and learning. This could involve providing funding for research projects, supporting faculty development, or offering internships and work study opportunities for students. Technology integration. Support the integration of technology into tertiary education by providing more resources, expertise, or funding for initiatives such as online learning platforms, virtual laboratories, or digital libraries. This can help improve access to education and enhance the learning experience for students. Advocacy and awareness. Raise awareness about the importance of tertiary education and advocate for policies that support its expansion and improvement. This could involve writing articles, speaking at events, or engaging with policymakers to prioritize education funding and reforms. Once again, let's jump into a fact before we finish. In 2016, those aged 25 to 34 who earned bachelor's degree and worked full-time year-round earned a median income of $50,000. That's huge, right? That's 57% higher than those who received a high school diploma. They earned a median of $31,800. Gratitude is the spark that lights a fire of joy in your soul. Hereby, I thank all the people who have supported me and guided me throughout the preparation for G20 Youth Cabinet. And most importantly, I thank Aijan for providing me with such a great opportunity to talk about this vital topic today. Finally, I am grateful to thank you everyone for lending your ears to my presentation.
Thank you, Srinidhi, for your wonderful talk. And you have explained all the points in about your pointers, and you have well explained about the tertiary education's importance. And you also stressed on the progress, students' progress, the personal growth and development. And also you touched the point on the valuable transferable skills such as communications, leaderships, and adaptability. And also you talked about the schemes, various schemes, which is very essential. And followed by you have given how can we cooperate to develop the tertiary educations. And also you have explained about the financial support, mentorship programs, collaborations with institution, technology integrations, advocacy and awareness, etc., etc. And also you figure out in fact time, in that is 2 facts you have mentioned well. Thank you, Srinidhi.
Thank you, Dr. Tanuja, and thank you, Srinidhi. Only thing is, I really want to see your face, because you have been such a powerhouse of today's presentations, of all the presentation, I would say. If given an opportunity to us, we would like to see you exactly. Who is this Srinidhi, and who has just, like put in all kind of such a greatest effort.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, dear. Welcome. That's a wonderful job. Thank you, Srinidhi. Brilliant it is. Brilliant. And really, with due respects to Aijan, we are moving ahead with our next, welcoming the next speakers on board with us for the next pointer. I repeat once again, to make leaving no one behind a reality in education. That's the vision that we all have towards education, to make leaving no one behind a reality in education. For that pointer, we would first present before you Mr. Bambale Job, a student speaker who's doing civil engineering in Vice Guild President, and he's a president of Vice Guild representing Nitije University. Mr. Bambale Job.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, member representing GSFN. Please go ahead, sir. The floor is all yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. As I've said, my name is Bambale Job. I'm a civil engineering student from Nitije University in Uganda, East Africa. Ensuring inclusive and education to make a living no one behind, a reality in education. I want you members to first understand that inclusiveness in education is essential and quality for diversity. It is critical to provide equal opportunity for all the students, regardless of their background or ability. Inclusive education promotes positive learning and environment for all. However, in today's world, redefining success, addressing the dangers of grades obsession over pursuit for a living no one behind. You find many institutions in the country, in the world, are just considering grades every day, not considering our agenda or no matter where we come from. Understanding the inclusiveness and the grade system. Inclusiveness in education means accommodating the needs of all students, including those with disabilities, special needs, or from any environment or community. It involves creating a welcoming atmosphere and providing necessary support services. However, in today's competitive world, the obsession with grades has overthrown the true access for education inclusiveness. You find that some institutions, they no longer consider, maybe if you have some disability, they don't want to know about your disability, but they want to see how you performed. This should change the focus to seeing that everyone is on board to attain education. Barrier to inclusiveness, education, and success. Several barriers such as discrimination, lack of resources, inaccessible facility hinder inclusive education. Overcoming this barrier is essential to us to ensure that no one is left behind in the education system. Success should be measured by holistic development, including emotional intelligence, critical thinking. And members, I want you to understand that education, if we need to put everyone on board, we don't need to look at where they are coming from or their agenda. We should look at empowering students and having them think beyond whatever they are learning in class. This will help us the world to change and have everyone in the education sector, not just pinpointing of where or what grades they have. Inclusive curriculum and the dangers of grade obsession. Now, I want us to look at the curriculum. How can we include everyone on board? Developing inclusive curriculum that reflect on diverse perspective and express is critical. We don't need to look at what other people have thought about me, but we need to look at what can I do as a person and how can the education sector support me? If I don't know sciences, how can the education sector facilitate me in other courses? Or if I have passion for something, can the education curriculum support me to have my goal achieved? So we need to develop the curriculum that include everyone in the education sector. However, if our focus is on grade, this will lead to stresses, as we have seen it in many university students and secondary students who are just focused on academics, getting super grades and fear for failure. So if we can have curriculum reviewed to see that everyone is on board, no matter what you can do, we just look at people's potential, then we develop a curriculum that will include them in the system. Empowering educators and impressing diversity and inclusiveness. As we know, the educators play a pivotal role in ensuring inclusive education because these are the people we go to attain knowledge and skills. They need training and resources to effectively support students with diversity needs. If, for example, we have students who have some disability and they cannot access some services, we should have these educators. Like we have seen nowadays, the world is changing, technology is improving every day, and then So we can have them, if they cannot come for physical classes, we can have them in their homes to have classes moving on forward. So we need training for the educators. Success means leaving no one behind and creating an inclusive environment where every individual's unique strength and talents are valued. Embracing diversity foster more enriching learning experience. So if we define success by just maybe grades or what people are doing, then we are leaving the environment of people's talent behind. So we need to have a success that means individual unique strength of what they can do without any discrimination. Collaboration and partnership and a new approach to success. Building cooperation partnership between schools, communities, and stakeholders is essential. If, for example, we have a community that have people who have disability or any gender problems, or maybe their environment does not favor anything. So we need to have some collaboration between different organizations that can help us to support different students, different people to be included in our education. We need to shift the focus from grades to personal growth, resulting and the ability to adapt to new changes. So what are the measures of the progress and empowering students? Establishing a monitoring mechanism and indicators to measure progress towards inclusive education is vital. It helps in identifying areas that require improvement, ensure the efforts are directed towards leaving no one behind. Empowering students to be advocates for inclusive education is critical. For example, if someone has maybe a certain disease that is harmful, we need to make sure that our students, our fellow students, are the one trying to engage with their fellows to make sure that they feel the environment against them, not against discrimination, and contributing to creating a more inclusive learning environment. So you can find that another student can help me to understand something that I did not pick during classes because maybe I was sick, maybe because I have a certain challenge. So we should empower students to be advocates for inclusive education in all sectors. In conclusion, ensuring inclusive education requires collective efforts from all stakeholders. By addressing barriers, promoting diversity, and empowering educators and students, we can make leaving no one behind a reality in education if we ensure that the inclusiveness is in all sectors. No matter where they are, we need to bring everyone on board, and we can redefine leadership. Thank you very much. I'm Bwambali Joab from Uganda. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that was a wonderful presentation, Mr. Bamble Job. Leaving no one behind is a central transformative promise of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and its Sustainable Developmental Goals. It represents the unequivocal commitment to all the UN member states to eradicate poverty in all forms in the first place. We do accept that. And eradicate all kinds of discrimination, all. And to reduce the inequalities and the vulnerabilities that leave people no one left behind, to realize and attain or realize the rational of it, of the individuals or as the humanity as a whole. Thank you so much. On that note, we would like to welcome Mr. Mihil. Mr. Mihil from Romania, who is representing IIU to present the same topic of leaving no one behind.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you all. And yes, I will share my screen. Is it visible and I am audible?
Yes, you are audible and your screen is visible. If you can just change it to slideshow mode. Yes, it has changed now. Please go ahead, Mr. Mihir.
Okay, so I will start. Hello everyone, I'm from Romania and today I want to share my perspective about the topic leaving no one behind into reality in the education field. So first of all, why it is important the inclusive education? So in other words, why it is crucial to transform the principle of leaving no one behind into a reality. So it's important to eliminate barriers and promoting equal opportunities for everyone who want to improve in the education field to have a quality education. So for this, I think it's important to talk and to define what is the inclusive education. So it's about the practice of providing equal opportunities for all the students with the various backgrounds, abilities, and needs. Also promote a supportive and accepting learning environment where every student should be confident about what are they doing and there can be an environment where they can develop in a healthy way. So, in my opinion, some current challenges in excessive inclusive education, it can be limited resources, inadequate training for teachers, also the societal biases, something like stereotypical things. Also, it's about overcoming these challenges, which should require collective effort and commitment to truly achieve this type of the education. For this, I think we should think about the government policies and initiatives for inclusive education. And for this, I think the government need to develop and enforce policies that prioritize accessibility, provide funding, and promote inclusive practices in schools. Something like, for example, I'm from Romania, Europe, and in the European Union, it was implemented, if you heard about the Erasmus projects, where it's abordates about non-formal education. And there, students are more confident because they are talking, let's say, with the teachers with no barriers of talking, or there you can approach some topic which are unregular than what is in the school. So, with initiatives like this, combined with strong advocacy and engagement from stakeholders, this can be crucial in turning the vision of leaving no one behind into the reality. So, also it's important the role of the teachers in promoting inclusive education. Okay, we talk how we can change the students to be more productive. But I think from this idea, we should go to the core about the teachers, which should develop more about approaching this type of the topic. So they should create a welcoming and supportive classroom environment to be, let's say, non-standard, not so classical like last century. So trying to use diverse teaching strategies to cater to different learning styles. Okay, now we are in the fourth industrial revolution. We should allow the digitalization. As you can see, Now it's possible to talk from Romania with people from Africa to Asia using Zoom platform. So the digitalizing it can be a problem, but also had a lot of advantage, which I think should be implemented more in the classrooms by the teachers. Additionally, teachers should foster empathy and respect among students to promote inclusive values and advocate for the needs of all learners. So also, I think for teachers, it can be important to have the feedback from the students and try to adapt to the situation. Also, we talk about government, we talk about teachers. Also, I think all of this should be in the strategy to overcome this type of the barriers in the inclusive education. And for this, I think it's important to have this type of the strategies about proving professional development opportunities for teachers, to develop more, to create inclusive curriculum and materials, also to promote collaboration and partnership with parents and community members, and ensuring accessibility and accommodation for students with disabilities. Because, okay, we are talking about students, also there we can have students with disabilities. So we should think in the whole world, not only, let's say, this something typical. Also, it's important to think out of the box, to talk out standard. Also, it's important to have collaborative partnership for inclusive education. By fostering collaboration between schools, governments, agencies, NGOs, and community members, we can pool resources, expertise, and support to ensure that every learner receives the education they deserve. Now is something like, okay, I follow school, but also I want to develop more in one direction, for example, in IT, or I want to develop more in the direction of law. For this, I think it's important from high school, let's say, to have some internship in that area, not directly at the university. And using this type of strategies of the good practice, developing inclusive policies and implementing innovative approaches, we can understand better and promote diversity, equity, and inclusion in the educational system. Also, it's very important the role of the mother, because, okay, we talk about strategies, but always I think if you have a model, you can follow their advices. So it's important also to promote the ideas of successful person who try to develop and was adapted to break the rules, something like that. So we should show the personal support in classrooms about teaching methods. Students with diverse abilities and backgrounds have thrived academically, socially, and emotional. So for this, I think they should have an example, a model, and to have, let's say, short change of words, which maybe they will make them to be better, to get out from their comfort zone. Also, the impact of inclusive education on society is very important, because we talk, but also it's important to put in practice. But after we put in practice, it's important to see how was the evolution, if the impact was in the high level or the impact was in the low level. So when all students have access to quality education, regardless of their abilities of backgrounds, it fosters a more inclusive and accepting society. So if the impact is in a high level, it will reduce discrimination and promote equality, will create a more harmonious and empathic community. And as a conclusion about my perspective in this topic, we should moving forward towards inclusive education, because it's crucial for policymakers, for educators, for communities to work together. This requires implementing inclusive policies, providing necessary resources and support for all the students, and fostering a culture of acceptance and understanding. So it's important to think about future, to think how we want to do, and also it's important to have the next idea. What's happened in the past maybe should repeat in the future. So it's very important to dreams, but also to be efficient about what we really want to have in the future. So follow this type of opportunities to learn and thrive. Thank you for your audience.
Thank you, Mr. Mehir. fabulous. It was a comprehensive and a very inclusive presentation, I would say, relating it to the topic that you are representing today. Well, we do agree with you, and operating the commitment towards LNOB, that is no one left behind. At the country level, as you rightly mentioned, it requires a comprehensive approach with a series of steps, including identifying who is being left behind and why they are left behind, and effective remedials to address the root causes, monitoring and measuring processes that are involved in it, ensuring accountability for the whole, leaving no one behind processes, ensuring a free, active, and meaningful participation from all stakeholders, particularly those who are left behind, is a key component of all the steps and the phases of policies and strategies of planning and programming, which is required. We do agree with you on this platform. Moving ahead, thank you. It's so nice having you with us. It was wonderful. Hope you enjoyed your day with us. And as Dr. Virginia is mentioning, every single second that you are present here, definitely it adds more value to you and also the others. On that note, may we welcome the next speaker, amidst us, Kakai Daphne. Kakai Daphne, a student speaker representing GSFN. Kakai.
Yes, I'm around.
Okay, you're around. That's great, Ms. Kakai. It's wonderful having you here. She's representing GSFN. She's doing business administration. The floor is all yours, Ms. Kakai. She's going to speak on the same topic, that leaving no one behind, a reality in education. The floor is all yours, Ms. Kakai. Please go ahead. You can present your screen.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm by the names of Kakai Daphne, doing business administration at the University of Ndejje, Uganda, East Africa. I'm presenting on the topic of to make leaving no one behind a reality in education. This involves addressing systematic inequalities, focusing on the poor and marginalized, and ensuring access to quality education for all, including those who are currently out of school. This requires the identification of barriers to access and the development of inclusive policies that consider the needs of different groups, such as stateless children and those with disabilities. The focus is not only on learning and quality of education, but also on ensuring that all children have the opportunity to access education. Under this situation, there are some strategies that are meant to be laid so that to ensure that no one is left behind in education. And these are some of my research. We have empowering the vulnerable youth. In Uganda, for example, in Uganda, we have got a lot of vulnerable youth that do not have finance to go back to school, and they would wish to achieve their academic goals. So in this way, we can empower them through providing financial assistance so that they can achieve their education goals. Then we have another point of improving on school quality. Not all education centers are of good quality. For example, we have different standards of schools in Uganda. There are others with good quality education and others with poor quality education. For example, the ones in remote areas have got poor quality education. So in this way, we can improve on its quality by providing them with finance and products to use. For example, books that are updated so as to improve on the quality of education. Then we have the resource allocation. Resources are meant to be allocated appropriately to the right people with highest need, so that we do not allocate them with people who are already having the finance. That will enable us improve on the education so as not to leave anyone behind. Then we have the other point of accountability and support. implementing accountability measures such as testing students in key subjects and providing support such as pre-tutoring for underperforming schools. Then the other point, you have got the quality of education, ensuring that all students receive high-quality education regardless of their background or location. Therefore, these strategies aim to create an inclusive
We lost Miss Daphne. Miss Daphne.
gets education, there are challenges that can be faced. And these are some of the challenges I found in my research. We have the lack of data for inclusion. Better data is needed to ensure that no one is left behind. In this situation, most of the organizations that would wish to fund people, they have got less data or ideas about the people who are in need. So they end up not funding the right people and funding the wrong people who have got that access to them. So we have another point is access to education. Despite efforts, millions of children remain out of school, especially in developing countries. Then the other point you have got discriminatory laws and policies. In this situation, there are discriminatory ways of people are discriminated in the communities, for example, tribalism, racism. So most people might go looking for funding and they might be discriminated by the way they look and their tribe. So people might not get the actual education, therefore leaving others out. Then we have the systematic inequalities. Existing educational systems may perpetuate inequalities, affecting marginalized groups. Then resource constraints, economic barriers, lack of basic resources, and limited access to schools, especially in rural areas. Most of the people may wish to fund the ones who of high need, but lack of funds, like where to get the finance to fund them. That might be a challenge, hence leading to leaving out others out of education. Then, however, all challenges might have some solutions to them. So we lay out some strategies that can be adopted to overcome the challenges. We have improving data for inclusion, develop and implement better data collection methods aimed at identifying disabilities and other factors that may include children from education. In this situation, we can develop different ways of looking for information. For example, through sampling, interviews from the communities, so they let us know about the people who are of need, that we cannot leave them out, so they can also access education. Then addressing systematic inequalities, transform education systems to address systematic inequalities and focus financing on the poor and the most marginalized children. Then the other point we have, principles for action. Adopt principles for governments and international development patterns that retain a strong focus on equality, inclusion, and gender equality at the heart of planning and implementation. Then you have the implementing inclusive policies. Implement inclusive policies that address the needs of marginalized individuals and groups, ensuring that interventions are targeted and effective in reaching those most in need. In conclusion, by focusing on these target strategies, stakeholders that work towards overcoming the challenges of ensuring that no one is left behind in education, making progress towards equitable and inclusive education systems. Thank you so much for listening. That is my presentation. I remain Kakai Daffin from Deja University.
Thank you, Kakai. That was a fabulous job, definitely. Indeed, hope everybody will agree with me. Only with a just note that we are not able to see you here. do accepting all odds, like moving ahead. We do accept on the pointers that you have presented today, the deliberations of operationalizing the LNOB, leaving no one behind pledge, to leave no one behind using a step-by-step approach, adapting and employing relevant tools from across the UN system to access who is left behind and why. And very precisely, I like the way that you have identified the inequalities and the discrimination, which require generation of evidences and the data collection and the disaggregation that go beyond gender, geography, and age to include all grounds of discrimination prohibited under the international law. We do accept it with due respects to you and your presentation, ensuring that all forms of discrimination and the other root causes of inequalities should be addressed, identified, and addressed. Moving ahead, we are with you in the human rights-based approach data that will help to ensure the use of data and the statistic being consistent with international human rights and norms and principles, including the participation, self-identification, transparency, and privacy, and accountability and accord. Thank you so much. On that note, we move on to the next speaker. I would like to mention once again the point number 3, lifelong learning and education policies, which were supposed to be presented by Alokita Chakraborty, Hal St. Justin, Dr. Embria Marine Mia. The speakers have not joined us today, so we are not able to present that pointer, and the pointer is open to the forum. Anybody who would like to present themselves is welcome to do so. Moving ahead, for the same pointer of no one left behind, do we have any other speaker? No, I think we covered with the people who are present with us today. We are moving ahead to the next pointer, technical and vocational training for digital age. Mr. M.A. Mahmoud Yaman. Hope he is here with us. Mr. Mahmoud Yaman. Let me just have a look at this. Mahmoud Yaman, he is not there.
Not there.
He's not there. So we should go ahead with the next pointer. So we'll leave it open to the audience today. Anybody who would like to take the pointer can go ahead. I repeat once again, the pointer is technical and vocational training for the digital age. If he is going to join, and we will give the opportunity to him. Otherwise, it will be taken up by one more speaker, yet another speaker who would like to volunteer. Now, moving ahead to the next pointer, transforming education towards equitable quality education to achieve SDG 4.0. I repeat once again, transforming education towards equitable quality education to achieve SDG 4.0. May I present before you Mr. Mukesh Kumar, student speaker from Ahmed University, Chennai, who's doing BA Electrical and Electronics Engineering. He is representing our community partner, IGEN. Please welcome me to present Mr. Mukesh Kumar, student speaker from Ahmed University.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you. One second.
Your screen is visible and you can start sharing. You can go ahead with your presentation.
Thank you, everyone. Myself, Mukesh Kumar from Ahmed University, and I'm currently pursuing final year. So today's my pointer is about equitable quality education, transforming the path towards SDG 4.0. So introducing the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 4, SDG 4 aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Achieving this goal requires transforming education systems to meet the needs of all learners, particularly those who are marginalized or disadvantaged. This overview explores the key challenges and opportunities in transforming the education towards equitable quality education and achieve SDG 4.0. The importance of equitable quality education in achieving SDG 4.0 cannot be overstated. This presentation will explore the challenges and strategies for transforming this path towards this goal. So defining equitable quality education. Equitable quality education ensures that all individuals have fair opportunities to develop their skills and knowledge. It promotes inclusivity and addresses disparities in access and outcomes. Numerous challenges, including inequality, lack of resources, hinder the realization of equitable quality education. Addressing the issues is vital for sustainable development. The role of technology in education. Technology plays a crucial role in achieving equitable quality education and SDG 4.0. It can help bridge the gap between students and different parts of the world and provide access to quality education. Online learning platforms and virtual classrooms can provide students with access to quality education from anywhere in the world. This is particularly important for students who live in remote or unreserved areas. Technology can also help personalize learning and provide students with tailored instruction based on their individual needs and learning styles. This can help ensure that all students have access to quality education. In addition, technology can help teachers and educators track student progress and provide feedback in real time. This can help identify areas where students may be struggling and provide targeted interventions to help them succeed. Technology plays a crucial role in advancing inclusive education. It can bridge gaps, provide access to digital resources, and enhance learning experiences for all students. Empowering educators. Empowering educators through professional development and support is essential for delivering equitable quality education. Well-trained educators can create inclusive and supportive learning environments. Importance of teacher training. Teacher training plays a crucial role in transforming education and achieving SDG 4. Well-trained teachers have the knowledge and skills to provide quality educations and meet the diverse needs of students. Continuous professional development is essential for teachers to stay updated with the latest teaching methodologies and educational trends. Workshops, seminars, and online courses can provide opportunities for teachers to enhance their skills and knowledge. Collaborative learning, encouraging teachers to share best practices and learn from each other. Mentoring programs, pairing experienced teachers with novice teachers to provide guidance and support. Reflective practice, encouraging teachers to reflect on their teaching methods and make improvements. Technology integration, providing training on how to effectively use technology in the classroom. Community engagement, engaging communities in education initiatives fosters a sense of ownership and promotes collaboration. This involvement can lead to sustainable solutions and increase support for education. Policy and advocacy. Effective policies and advocacy efforts are crucial for promoting equitable quality education. They can drive systematic change to ensure that education remains a priority on the global agenda. Measuring progress. Establishing indicators and monitoring progress is essential for evaluating the impact of efforts towards equitable quality education. Data-driven insights can inform future strategies and interventions. Global collaboration and partnerships are vital for addressing educations on a broader scale. By working together, countries can share best practices and resources to advance SDG 4. Empowering youth as advocates and leaders in education initiatives can be meaningful change. Their perspectives and actions are essential for shaping the future of equitable quality education. Future outlook. The path towards SDG 4 requires sustained commitment, innovation, and equitable opportunities for all. Together, we can transform education and create a more inclusive and sustainable future. So I have a main point over here, that is addressing gender inequality in education also. Gendering inequality and discrimination in education are critical barriers to achieving SDG 4, which aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education for all. To address this issue, it is important to ensure that all students, regardless of gender, have equal access to education and opportunities to succeed. This includes provide equal access to resources such as textbooks and technology, as well as address systematic barriers such as gender-based violence and discrimination in the classroom. Conclusion. Transforming education towards equitable qualifying education is crucial to achieve SDG 4. By ensuring access to quality education for all, we can bridge the educational gap and create a more equitable society. Equitable quality education is the fundamental driver of sustainable development. By addressing challenges, leveraging technology, and fostering collaboration, we can transform the path towards achieving SDG 4. Thanking you. Thank you for giving me
Yeah.
this question.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Mukesh Kumar.
Mukesh.
That was a wonderful presentation. May I request Dr. Tanuja to summarize?
Yes. Yeah, Mukesh, well explained. You have well stated the SDG number 4 in transforming education towards equitable quality educations. And also, you have stated the challenges in achieving SDG 4.0. And also, you rightly pointed out the limited access to education, quality issues, and teacher training, technology integrations. And also, you have stated that quality education for all curriculum development and also the assessment methods. And also, you are rightly addressed on the gender inequality in educations and rightly pointed the importance of teacher training and enhancing the teacher skills and knowledges. And also, you added on role of technology in bridging the gap between the students in different parts of the world. And very well done, Mukesh. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tanuja.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Good. It was wonderful having you here. It was a very comprehensive insight that you shared with us, Mr. Mukesh Kumar. Would like to have you with us for the further sessions, for the forthcoming sessions as well. On that note, maybe extend our welcome to Mr. Khalid Hamid, who is IT Global Director of Education, official partner of WBECS, who is a member of JSFN, who is going to present the same pointer along with Mr. Mukesh Kumar on transforming education towards equitable quality education to achieve SDG 4.0. Mr. Khalid Hamid, IT Global Director of Education, official partner of WBECS. The floor is all yours. Please go ahead, Mr. Khalid. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for Mrs. Dr. Renuka, because I became member of this global organization. Just I'm happy to share my project to let the all students around the world don't leave behind. That's my project talking about. Let me share my screen and then we talk later about this.
Sure.
Is that right? I'm waiting.
Your screen is loading.
Yes. I hope it will come now. It's a long time. Yeah, I think you get it now.
Yeah, it should. Yes. And
yes,
maybe
so
you may have to go on to the slideshow mode.
You see now? Actually, I don't know.
We are able to see your screen. Only thing is, if you can just present it in slideshow mode, which is next to animations.
Because I have to slideshow.
Slideshow, right on top, the PowerPoint, the file, home, insert, design, transition, animation, slideshow. Slideshow.
I don't have this.
Okay. Doesn't matter. You can go ahead with your presentation. So thank you.
You see now?
Yes, we are able to see your screen. Please go ahead.
Okay. Now I would like to present my my position. Actually, I'm member in 2-4 community and also professional development in education and in the international and American education. That's mean that I can create the curriculum for all schools to be supported for qualified school and learning, and special in digital learning. And also I became a member in Global Digital Library since 2018. I'm top translator there. I did all translation from English to more than 9 languages. That's also for free for all students around the world that can read. And also I became member in UNESCO for Mobile Learning Week. We talk about how we can create the lesson plan in mobile. That's also support for all students around the world. Let me share, before I share my project, I start here, this moment. Are you follow me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. Before I start to create my project, actually, that's the first global event I was in Doha. It was 2014. And since this time, I was thinking about to create new project for education to support the world, students around the world. And then I start to create my project. My project is about what? About multilingual and that support for literacy and also support for learning, digital learning. I teach computer science, I teach music curriculum, I teach multilingual, and now I became also member in GSFN. Then I can also added my project to support for education around the world. About the project, so quick, actually, it's new project about multilingual and technology for learning for sustainable development and education 2030. And the literacy, it's multilingual deliver what? I deliver multilingual in lesson plan in more than 8 languages, and music curriculum for all ages in multilingual. That's very important because the music it has own languages, and the students need to learn music, not languages. Then I can support them to learn music in their mother languages. That's make a difference for feelings for all students. And also computer science in multilingual to let the students know the knowledge of the computer device, how they can use the all program, how they can working good in the computer. That's very important. And also multilingual to let them focus for all lesson plan for computer science. And about the languages, I teach the students can be able talking and writing and learning Arabic, English, Dutch, German, French, Spanish, Italian, and Chinese, and Russian as well. And then that's, for example, how I used my project actually in soft lesson plan. This book from Global Digital Library, because I can take the all books from Global Digital Library because I'm member there, and I can also use the all books to translation again for multilingual. For example, this simple sentence in this book, if we see it, for example, in Arabic, you cannot read it in Arabic. That's the same sentence. But if you can read it in Arabic, you cannot following Arabic reading. But you have to know how you can talk the Arabic language. If you following the blue letter, you can see the Arabic phonetics. هذا أستاذي اسمها المعلمة أكني هي تحبنا كثيرا. That is the letter how you read the Arabic languages. I do also this also for Chinese language, for example. Here Chinese, that's that cannot, if you are start to learn Chinese, you cannot follow this. I've solved it to do also like this, pinyin for Chinese, how you can following the Chinese. And then you if you became advanced in the languages, you can read the original standard phonetics for Chinese. Also, I did this also for Russian, for example. Also, you cannot start from beginning how you read the Russian letters, but I transferred to Latin letters, because you can following the how you can talk Russian, and then you start to read the standard alphabet of Russian. And also Italian, that's simple for everyone can read it. And also French can also simple for reading also, and Spanish also, because Italian and French and Spanish, they are similar, they closer. They can also following the languages learning. But German, maybe it's something different, because German, it has the alphabet a little bit different. Also, they can try to read it also, like for example, das ist mein Lehrer, sie hat Lehrer, Acne, sie leben uns sehr. It's not so difficult, but they can also following. And also the Dutch, how they can Dutch, because the Dutch actually same like German. For example, if you can read this, dit is mijn leraar, haar naam is leraar Acne. She houdt veel van ons. It's very simple. Now move about the music learning. I can be able to teach all kind of musical instrument in a short time, and that's for sure. Like what? Like piano, electric guitars, and Spanish guitar, and drum, and more musical instruments. And also I can teach all styles of music, like classical music, and blues music, jazz music, and rock music, and Arabic music, and more styles more. Okay. If you see here my students in the music, in the normal class, not music room, they can use the tablets, and they can also compose the music in the active board, because now the technology helps them for how they can following the lesson, and how they can create their own music. That's very fantastic, and that's also help the students, because the music actually it's active subject for all students. And here about the computer, I actually for computer there is a lot of programs, software, and also all knowledge for hardware. For me, actually, I can deliver lesson plan for computer science more than 60 programs. That's, for example, I have, for example, 13 programs. Are very professionals program. It will be easy for students to learn, so easy, because I have a talent to deliver computer science, how I can work exactly quick with the computer knowledge to let the students learn more. And also, if you see, my project can support what? Can support for to be able to operating in Africa, Asia, and the Arabic states, and European, and North America, and Latin America. Support the learning multilingual and the literacy in all over the world for education, technology, and AI 2030 for all learning around the world. Here, I would like to let you see this picture. For example, here, the activity actually make a difference for all students. That's, I'm sure for that. I let you see this, for example, here, my students in grade 6. After 10 years down, here became graduate in university. Okay, here they start to support for their own concert. Here they did own concert for themselves, and they also contact with British Council for Environment Day to make also a big event and support the event in music. That's mean of the activity learning help the students for their life. They can be grow with the knowledge. Yeah, I don't let take a lot of time because the time it's late now. That's about my project. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I can deliver something this for students, because if we see the students need, actually they need how they continues with their learning. Now if we see the technology, all students around the world now they can good use the mobile, and they can contact online with all students around the world. Still don't know the culture. I'm actually prof and pro coach in coaching. That also I can support the students' life or their life, how they can get the knowledge for learning. I hope I can support that for students around the world. That's my pleasure. Thank you. That's about me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Khalid. That was a wonderful presentation. Thanks for sharing all your insights and your experiences and your expertise with us on this platform. As you rightly mentioned, like it is our duty to be join hands with you on emphasizing quality education and lifelong learning opportunities for all, because that's a key central for ensuring full and productive life to all individuals and to the realization of the sustainable development in education. So with due consideration, with all your expertise and with all your experiences, with all the inferences that you've shared today with us, amidst us, despite considerable progress in school environment, millions of children remain out of the school. It's a fact. Especially where education systems struggle to keep up with the population growth in the countries that are more vulnerable, that many people have mentioned before. Even when more children are enrolled, many do not acquire the basic skills. As you have rightly mentioned, it could be a discrimination of language, it could be a follow-up of non-equipping themselves with the relevant skills which are required, the basic infrastructure which are deprived of, anything and everything taking into consideration. Quality education is getting hampered by the lack of trained teachers, inadequate facilities of self, and also the school and the learning environments. So achieving this goal will require intensified efforts, as you have exemplified yourself today, particularly in sub-Saharan African countries, South Asian countries, which are targeted to vulnerable population, specifically persons with disabilities, discrimination, and indigenous people, refugees of the rural poor. On that note, thank you so much. Thanks for your contribution. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. That was wonderful of having Mr. Khalid amidst us. And we are joined by Mr. M.A. Mohammed Yamin for pointer number 9, Technical and Vocational Training for Digital Age. Technical and Vocational Training for Digital Age, who's a member of IAU, who's a founder CEO of Shishu Ullah organization. Mr. Mohammed Yamin, hope I'm audible to you, and thanks for joining us on this forum. Mr. Mohammed Yamin.
Yeah, I can hear this.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Please go ahead with your presentation. It's a pleasure having you amidst us. And the pointer that he is going to present amidst us today, once again, I repeat, technical vocation training for the digital age. Yes, Mr. Mohammed Yamin, the floor is all yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you please again this topic?
Okay, again, I repeat the topic for you, technical and vocational training for the digital age.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I'm Mahmoud Yamin, founder and CEO, Shishu Ullah Organization, International Global Youth Platform. Now I'm currently working 80 countries in the whole world and 500 students almost working in this platform. And first of all, I'm this most working in this environment, climate, and education side, women education, African city, and this most poverty. So this is our mainly suppose first for example, education and age both are the different, because age is the limited and age is size we can practical education and convocation, because new platform and the new age, so new development, new learning. I say every student learn today, lead tomorrow, and create a new future world. Because in the lines word, meaningful word, because learn and learn new things, new subject, new topics, and new things, and this new generate and learn, lead tomorrow, and this learn many things and lead our platform, lead our country, lead our society, and a better future what in upcoming. First of all, age. Age, a different age, a teenager age, youth, and many types. Teenager age and youth age is a very difficult and the very growth of this country and the city and the whole world. Because I'm the teenager, and my countries and my whole world now are the new beginning and the new journeys to started in the whole city and the whole world. Because the platform is a new beginnings, sometimes the education system, practical education, because a practical education to the youth in the policy, to the African city and women and others policy to the new learn. Every time many students to learn ecosystem and eco platform, this practical education. Every time and the many topics to the learn student to how can change the education system, because education system is very important and change. And the university, school or college, bookish knowledge. This means read the books every time, note, assignment, etc. But education system, the most priority, the practical education. You learn something, please go to the practical education to learn. You can make a student to plant tree, so you can visit our school garden, and how can plant a tree every step by step to learn this system. This is a practical education. Environment, education, health, and etc. Anything you can do practical education and eco development system and eco monitoring. That this our generation grow by day by day grow. So my success and the 20 countries African city development in my projects and my perspectives that I'm the development African city, because my practical education and the green thought system now I increase the African city and 80 countries almost done. So it's my success and 100 project almost done. So any leader or any youth education ministry or education developer, so please to create a new practical education system and eco development system, because your generation to new learn and new something and how create a better future and a better learn. That's why this is a point of my view. That's it.
You can start your presentation, Mr. Yamin.
I cannot presentation.
You don't have a
Wait.
presentation. Okay.
No.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for the participation. We do appreciate it and your wonderful effort. Well, as you have mentioned, that technical and vocational education and training refers to all forms of levels of education and training, and it should provide knowledge and skills related to the occupation in different sectors of economic and social life through formal and non-formal and informal learning methods of both school-based and work-based learning. We'll take into consideration of all the points that you've shared with us. Thank you for your presence amidst us today. On that note, maybe we request the next, maybe welcome Mr. Mohammed Fayaz Alam, who is waiting to present before us as the new social ecosystem model, a new paradigm for skills development. I repeat the pointer once again, social ecosystem model, a new paradigm skills for skills development, will be presented by Mohammed Fayaz Alam, a student speaker from Dr. MGR University, member of IGEN. Mohammad Fayaz, the floor is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Myself, Mohammad Fayaz Alam. Currently, I am pursuing BTech Computer Science third year from Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, Madhurai, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. Today's my topic is social ecosystem model for skill development. This is an overview of my topics. Abstract, challenge, elite and social economics model, proposal, dimension of the social economics model, the social ecosystem energy cycle, high progression and skill networks around here, a new paradigm for skills. We will tell about what's a social economic growth. It is based on the city region. Individually, you can say inclusion, educational, social economic growth, and it's a dynamic experiential entrepreneurship. There technical, technological, and ecosystem globalized centers such as Silicon Valley, London. They all are expensive on the our social economic growth. This is challenge. We have to do it. Challenge and conceptual, systematical, political, dynamically models of the incoming growth and wealth production, cultural of digital technology optimized by Silicon Valley. Like it's a Google and Amazon. We have to challenge our problem on before the digitally on 2025. Then we will go. Then we will think our challenge will be accepted. Nothing is there. In this topic, I related our SDG goal number 9 and the SDG goal number 10. Overall, the Sustainable Development Goals agenda mentioned innovation and technology, but this is not a artificial with the justify and inequality. The challenge in thus the produce a different types of ecosystem model. It's thinking like a working on the living and skill development in inclusive, sustainable, and social way. However, a Marxist economy currently works on the skill supply models. Recently, employment ecosystem models appear unable to confront a slack of the task. Overall, we can say it's experiencing barriers including on the ecosystem. In this slide we will show you elite and social economic model construct. Let's we define in dimension elite ecosystems and social ecosystem. I pointed out some topics like a mission and function, the horizontal division, catalyst analysis, role of state and key instruction, education and training, workforce and community participation, digital connectivity, time and isolation. On the basis of this three agenda, dimension, elite ecosystem, and social ecosystem, I designed this our thoughts. This is a proposal. What's the reason behind it? Building a logical social ecosystem to connect working, living, and learning. Both living and learning, we have to connection during this proposal. The German G20 presidency, they set the terms, they think since 2017, reliance, sustainable and responsibility. We propose that this may be achieved in the area of skill and education through the social ecosystem models. You can say a social ecosystem model can be defined involving place-based comprehensive social formation focused on the connected world, working, living and learning. I explained living and learning is the connecting work of our social ecosystem. We have to work. We have to live with us networks and connected. This is a building block of our social ecosystem destination. I pointed 3 points. First one is extended the 4 elements of Pellinger 1919 high skill ecosystem model. This catalyzed by a government of action. Second one is introduced a spatial interpretation of the scalars. It is when 1979 and 1994. This proposal is released. Another is it's a political economic dimension. It is a 2016 and 2018 another sources like Magukata and Hedison and Sports. It will be organized like this. Another is dimension of the social ecosystem. Basically, I defined in the 7 terms: working and living, learning. First one is leadership. Another one is collaborative. Third one is mediating. Fourth one is identifying. Fifth one is integrating. Sixth one is facilitating. Seventh one is using all connection. We have a social digital technology. If you are working on these all modership like a leadership, collaboration, mediating, identifying, integrating, facilitate, then we will go on. Then we can say we are working on the living and learning for a social economy. The same things, but it's the same thing, but it is a social economic energy cycle. We can, I will show you this. That's one I categorize into 6 points. First one is initial, spatial identify. Second one is mapping phase. Third one is integrated. Fourth one is extensive network. Fifth one is co-production activity. Sixth one is ecosystem outputs. When we work on these all 5 points, last one we get a systems, ecosystems in innovation and work practice. A new forms will we can say a new skill and service we can get. Next slide. High progression and skill networks. We can say if we working on the medicine of relation, means industrial business, then it will be increases. If you working on the higher education, it will be increases. If you working on the further education college activity like a local government economies, then our local identified inequality will be increases. This is the skill networks. Just in my overview of I defined one topic, a new paradigm for skills. My topic is social network. Then social ecosystem. The things we have to find. It's a new here. Let's define four is there. Let's find it one by one. First one is dominative extensive on the ecosystem model is recognized as a both economically, dynamically, and social exclusive and unsustainability. We can say G20. We recommended that the G20 policy makers works toward the establishing a developed social ecosystem. Another is function of the same, bring out the connect, transforming in work, sustainable skill, and we can say reshaping and rebalancing. This is also a G20. What I can say private. This is a private and third sector of G20 policy makers should bring these players together a common social mission. And third one is the G20 should encourage a global narrative, education, leadership to move their emphasis from a skill. We can say our youth generation is going to improve this social ecosystem. Fourth one is key actors of the same formation, including anchor institution and economically. This is also a G20 policies recommends establish long-term project of a social and educational concern. This is a new research about my topic. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sri Vidya ma'am. Thank you, Tanuja ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Ella Mesa, to giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammad Fayaz Alam. That was a wonderful presentation. May we request Dr. Tanuja to do the summary for Mr. Mohammad Fayaz Alam?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Mohammad Fayaz. You have well explained on the topic, social ecosystem model. And also, you have discussed about the challenges about that. And you rightly focused on the elite and social ecosystem model. And also, you touched on the proposal that is building local social ecosystem to connect working, living, and learning concept
Yes.
and how to build an allied and social ecosystem distinctions, and beautifully explained that concept of working, living, and learning concept. And also finally you listed about the new paradigm for skills, rightly pointed about the G20, and as in the beginning ma'am said about the G20 youth cabinet for the youth and by the youth. You have discussed everything in this. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. This is a
Thank you
new
so
research,
much.
ma'am. This is a new research for G20 only.
Anything else would you like to add on? Anything else
Uh,
would you like to add on?
Me, we will, I can say, ma'am. Actually, I did not work from G20. Just now I joined, so next time we will do it better.
Definitely. So we just open the forum for everyone to have their small inputs before we wind up of today's forum and the topics involved. So we start with Dr. Tanuja, please. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, some network issues there, ma'am. Pardon. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, ma'am. Very much.
Yeah, I think. Hello. Yes. Sorry.
Okay, we'll come back to Dr. Tanuja later. Like, is anybody else would you like to contribute? Anybody else? Anybody else would like to contribute before we wind up? Yes. So, well.
I think ma'am has issue something, ma'am. She's facing some network issue.
Ma'am is facing an, yeah, anybody would like to contribute can go ahead. Each one will get just one minute to just add on. Mr. Yamin, I could see that you're unmuted. So can you please, do you like to add on anything?
No, but I have a proposal to everyone to we can start a new education system to everyone, because this is very important to eco education system and green thought system. This is my plan. So I request to everyone to basically in my organization branch to also India in 24 state. So that's why I request everyone to we can a new start education system, green thought education system, to everyone to support this project. I think can better this education.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Wonderful. So anybody else would like to contribute?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. You need to unmute yourself, ma'am, please. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So very nice to be a part of G20, and I would say some points regarding hygiene. The hygiene is supporting well on SDGs actions, and today's topic also it is very aligned with that. And we are organizing many events for the awareness of the young youth, and through which definitely we can aim the mission of the 2030 UNs. Thank you.
That's great. We do agree with you, Dr. Tanuja. Anybody else? And we know that hygiene is doing quite a bit, quite a lot. And we do accept it. And we're always in partnership with you, in hand, thread in thread, to move ahead with our rational and objective. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else would like to contribute?
I'm Kakai Dasin.
Yes, Kakai, please.
I was coming up with an idea like, is it okay, like we start helping people in developing countries so as to achieve the goal of leaving out no one in education? Would it be right?
I do agree. I do agree. That's the greatest challenge, like that should be addressed to. And hopefully we all should be able to do it actually with all our minds and all our thoughts put together. We should be able to do it, definitely. Yes. Anybody else in thought with Ms. Kakai? Yes, dear. Anybody else? So, should we wind up or anybody else? Yes, please. Okay. So, well, definitely with our G20 presidency as on this remarkable platform for the country to make a difference and a significant impact on the global education agenda, with a particular focus on the education technology for global growth. Here is how our G20 Youth Cabinet presidency will shape up India's or the world's global education agendas. First is, these are the key takeaways of today that we are going to highlight. Fostering innovation in education, recognizing the transformative power of the technology in education. As a part of G20 presidency, we aim to promote innovative approaches and leverage education technology to enhance access, quality, and equity education globally. This will include fostering digital literacy, utilizing online learning platforms. May I request everybody to keep being muted? Thank you. Exploring emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and virtual reality in education. Secondly, bridging the digital divide. So understanding the importance of the bridging the digital divide to ensure equal access to education for all, leaving no one left behind. Because education is not a luxury anymore, it is a key thing that everybody should have the right. The right to education is the one that we are going to stress. We are stressing it, and we will advocate policies and initiatives that will promote digital inclusion, connectivity, and affordability. This will include efforts to expand internet access in remote and unserved areas and provide necessary infrastructure and resources to facilitate digital learning, which is a huge challenge in the present world. So when it comes to digital learning, what is the key thing that is going to follow through is the key strengthening of the skill development. So the G20 presidency of today offers an opportunity to prioritize the skill development on a global scale. It aims to collaborate with the G20 members and the countries of the relevant stakeholders to design and implement the skill development programs and align with the changing needs of the job market. This will include promoting vocational training, pivot, entrepreneurship, such that everybody, the youth, is no more going to be a job seeker, they're going to be job providers, and creating lifelong learning to enhance employability and drive economic growth. So second last is enhancing education partnership, as one of our point of deliberation was today. Our G20 presidency will actively promote international cooperation partnership in education. This will involve facilitating collaboration between the education institutions, government and non-government and private sectors to foster knowledge sharing, research exchanges, and joint initiatives where we all aim to leverage its rich educational ecosystem to contribute to the global education initiatives and benefit from the international best practices. So last but not the least, providing inclusive education. We recognize the significance of the inclusive education in achieving SDGs. As a part of G20 presidency of Youth Cabinet, we will advocate policies and practices that will ensure access to the quality education for the marginalized communities, girls, individuals, and with other disabilities. So this will include addressing barriers to education, promoting inclusive pedagogies, and supporting inclusive education systems globally. So we are here with this valuable opportunity to drive global education agenda, placing the education technology, innovation, and innovative practices at the forefront in taking it forward. So when it comes to the final presentation or summing up of today's session, we know that we had pointers to work on, and we have been deliberately working on that. Moving ahead, like, ma'am, how much time do we have? Do we have more time? So that we will be able to present our forthcoming sessions as well. Okay, so we have shared our forthcoming sessions in the chat box. So we would love you to enroll for the forthcoming sessions. And would like to have the young speakers on board with us and taking it forward. End of the day, it is all your project that we would like to welcome with you more and more, as we all know that it is a project which is created, which has been functioning for the sake of the youth, which is run by the youth ambassadors, and it is definitely for the younger generation. So the future of the civilization is to a greater extent is being written in the walls of the classroom. So it is of this paramount importance to create an ideal ambience that shapes the minds of the generations to come and for the inheritors of the earth. True enlightening education built on the platform of love, respect, and commitment and devotion cultivates a curious and adaptable mind grounded in the open and minded learning guided by the moral principles applicable in the real world. Hope you all will agree with me. And this kind of education instills a deep sense of self-reliance, self-discipline, courage in students' minds, and who will remain steadfast in the commitment in doing what is right, no matter how the challenging situation are going to come. They will become individuals equipped with the skills to tackle the new challenges enthusiastically and embrace the new opportunities with a sense of duty. They will create a cult of respecting and celebrating differences that are sculptured on the values of understanding, love, empathy, and tolerance to emerge as innovative leaders who are determined to effect transformative change in the communities and the wider world. They will become more dependable and trustworthy citizens of the world, inspiring others to follow in their footsteps and positively contribute to society to improve our world. As set in where there's righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in the character. When there is beauty in the character, there's always harmony in the home. When there's harmony in the home, there's always order in the nation. When there's order in the nation, there's peace in the world. Such an education, envisaged and imparted, has a timeless message to convey. Right attitude in the right direction. Being built on the platform of respect ensembles a cultural experience of education is a shared social commitment to human rights and social responsibilities of all states and citizens, where respect for self, respect for one's cult and custom, respect for others, respect for human values, respect for community living, and respect for nature is being celebrated, cherished, and catalyst for change for any other cultural commitment that will lead us from ignorance to truth, darkness to light, lead us from enlightenment to liberation, such that to make our world a better place to live in. On that note, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us on this platform. It's always a pleasure having you all amidst us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.